Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness some scenes from the next attraction to play this theater.
To avoid fainting, keep repeating.
It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
Nu jäklar! Nu tar vi det!
Hey, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing really well and that the new year is treating you very well as well so far. Yeah, that's my hopes and wishes for all of you. I'm back with yet another collaboration. I kicked off this year in a wonderful way by collaboration, I want to say, with my dear friend Jen from the YouTube channel Jen's Addiction. And now for my second video for this year, 2026, it's yet another collaboration, this time around with the wonderful Vinyl Bunch. Yeah, so if you haven't watched our first episode, go and do so. It should be here on my channel. If you look for it, I'm sure I put it in a playlist, so you can easily find it. And the topic for this part 2 of Vinyl Bunch was all about soundtracks. So as usual, I teamed up with my dear friend Jen from Jen's Addiction and Tim from High Noon's Vinyl, the YouTube channel, and Paul from Baraka P Dub, the YouTube channel. Yeah, and it's Paul who crafted all these questions for us. There are 12 questions that we had to answer. They were sometimes a bit tricky, but always fun and challenging as well. So I highly recommend you listen through this whole segment. But I do want to point out something. This is the longest video I ever posted here on my channel. So I suggest you would treat it more like a podcast, really. Something to listen to while you do other stuff, perhaps. But I'm not forcing anyone. You could also just sit down and watch us answer these questions that Paul crafted for us. But yeah, it is a lengthy one, but I also put chapter segments here, or chapter points in this video, so you can easily go from question to question if you want to. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy it, despite its length. We had great fun, and I hope you have so as well watching this one with us. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to us some time ago when we recorded this one. And it's, like I said, all about the soundtracks. Here you go. Here's the Vinyl Bunch.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you made it, this is going to be like a 2-hour epic.
I was going to say, maybe we should put a disclaimer on it that says, look, this is the director's cut. Since we had the soundtrack, pop your popcorn, maybe even put an intermission in the middle so that way they can...
Yeah, or don't watch it on my channel. Watch it on somebody else's channel. Yeah. Watch the first 5 minutes on mine and then jump to somebody else's.
Yeah. We'll all put counter links in and keep bouncing around. When you get, hey, I've watched it enough on Jen's, go to somebody else's. Or wherever
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to the second edition of the Vinyl Bunch. This time we're going to be talking soundtracks, and we've compiled 14 different questions for each of us to answer. And shall we get into it?
Yes.
Let's.
All right. So, first question for everyone is to show an instrumental soundtrack. So let's start with Tim. Tim, what do you got for us?
Okay. Oh, God, this is heavy. If you know me, this is probably the easiest layup I'll ever do.
All right.
So this is essentially episodes 1 through 6 in a box. And what's nice about it is that it's very faithful reproductions and reissues of the original trilogy 4, 5, 6, down to the merchandising flyers that would have been in like Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and stuff like that. So it's literally every soundtrack moment from those 6 in a box. I got this one, and what's weird is that a few years ago they were like being clearanced out at like $50-$60. and now they're like a couple hundred. So you do the math. But I'm glad to have it because this could have been an answer for about 73% of these prompts. It's my favorite franchise. It's my favorite. People say sci-fi. I think Star Wars is its own genre in and of itself because it's sci-fi, but it's spaghetti western. But to me, it was just imperative to kind of set the tone off with all the T-shirts that say Star Wars. One of the most iconic soundtracks out there. So that was my pick for instrumental.
I think Star Wars will probably be making another appearance in the video at some point.
You think?
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect start.
Yeah. All right,
I think maybe it should be a drinking game of how many times we're going to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or John Williams, though. Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
What you got, Jen?
Oh, well, I will say, I mentioned this to you guys earlier, but I have a lot of soundtracks on CD. So I stuck completely with the soundtracks that I have on vinyl. And I really did change this one midstream because I was listening to soundtracks while I was organizing my soundtracks. So I'm kind of cheating. But my first one was the Pink Panther for Henry Mancini because I love Henry Mancini and I just think it's like so classic. But then I really changed up and I thought Tangerine Dream's Thief was the way to go because it was so awesome to listen to when I just had it on the turntable and you forget really how good it really is. So that was 1981. And I can't always tell you much about the movie, but the soundtrack is amazing.
I love that era of Tangerine Drinks.
Yeah, it was really good. It kind of reminds me really of like a precursor to Daft Punk, right?
Yeah.
Doing Tron. I mean,
very much so.
That's my vote.
All right. Tobias.
Try not to do Star Wars.
I'm the same as Jen because when this topic was raised within this vinyl bunch, I was like, I have so many soundtracks and a lot of them on CD. But since it's a vinyl bunch, I went for my vinyl records, of course. Yeah. And I think we need to make a distinction here because otherwise someone's going to do it in the comments anyway. So actually, it's not a soundtrack if you show an instrumental one. It's called a score. But I'm
glad you're making that disclaimer because yes, absolutely, somebody will make that comment.
Yeah, exactly. And just to keep things straight here, I'm not one of those. I just want to put it out there because it's been on my mind today. I was like, someone's going to point it out. Yeah. Because I'm going to show quite a lot of scores here without revealing anything really. But those are scores. Yeah, but we call them soundtracks in general, right? Yes. So the first one, which we call instrumental, is this one. This is The Huntsman, Winter's War. Not that I remember so much from the movie itself, but this soundtrack by James Newton Howard is such a good one. So many good themes. Every time I put it on, I'm just drifting away, really. It's such a great, great soundtrack. Or a score, if you want. Yeah. And this is really nice edition, a gatefold, a double vinyl one. So we got one, which is supposed to be gold, and the other one is white. So yeah, really, really good one. So this is my choice for instrumental.
It's a pretty cover.
I have never.
But as you can see, it actually says original motion picture soundtrack, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't say score.
Yep.
Well, someone will have a score to settle with you, sir. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is my choice.
I don't even know if I've ever seen that movie.
I've never seen it.
I was thinking the same, but based off of his words, I'm like, okay. I go to Spotify. I need to check this out.
Yeah, like I said, I seen the movie, but I I think it was pretty decent, but the score is more memorable, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, and James Newton Howard is a wonderful composer.
yes.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I went with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
So I'm a big fan of Ennio Morricone, and this is one of the iconic soundtracks that I think everyone knows.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I used to play that so much as a little kid that I still have my record, but the cover is long gone. It's just so trashed. But
Yeah, this one's a little bit beat, a little bit dog-eared here, but vinyl is great, and we don't play the covers, so.
Well, no. But I'm pretty sure I spun that one on my Holly Hobby record player.
All right.
Is that the last track on it, Ecstasy of Gold?
No, I think
Or is that?
Ecstasy of Gold is the second to last track.
Yeah, it always brings a bit of a tear to my eye when I hear that one. It's such a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I before we got on, I made the comment that I think I have like 7, 8 different soundtracks where I've just never seen the movie, and a couple of those are Ennio Morricone Italian movies, which we just can't get here in the United States.
Right.
Yeah, there's probably more of those these days than not. I haven't been to the movie theater in a long time. I hate to confess.
If I can recommend one Ennio Morricone soundtrack, there's so many of them, of course, but one from not the Dollar Trilogy is A Fistful of Dynamite, it was called, or G Las Testa in Italian. It's the most beautiful score I ever heard in my whole life. So,
Maybe a very, very long time ago.
yeah.
I'll have to hit that one up again because I don't remember the soundtrack or the score.
We already settled that. We'll call it soundtracks from now on.
All right. So the next question is show a compilation. And Tim, what do you got?
So I feel like in a true soundtrack, right, there are so many compilations. But what's always interesting to me is when you have a compilation that is of new and original music. And this movie not only had all new music made for the soundtrack, but they also paired people together that didn't really have a history together. And I'm talking about Judgment Night.
Oh.
So Judgment Night, you can argue the movie. This could have probably been a prompt for another question we'll bring up later on. But this one was a marriage of like the hard rock metal scene of the late 90s, early 2000s and the hip hop scene. So they would pair up a rock act with a hip hop act. So you had, like De La Soul and Teenage Fan Club, Run DMC and Living Color, Cypress Hill and Sonic Youth. And they really did a great job with, I'd say 90% of the soundtrack, really pulling together these artists to come up with just unique sounding music. And this was obviously after the big push that hip hop and metal had after it was Anthrax and Public Enemy's Bring the Noise. So it was the fusion was there, and the soundtrack really pushed it over the top. And I love the hell out of the soundtrack. One of my favorites on this one is Biohazard and Onyx. The lyrics alone are just insane. So when I thought compilation, this was the first one I went to.
Yeah, I just like the others have said, I have more soundtracks on CD, and I actually have them on CD. I just don't have it on vinyl.
Yeah, it was a gift actually from Brad H2 Vinyl. I'd love to get him back on camera again, but we had exchanged gifts one year, and he's like, "I know that you know this one," and I couldn't have cracked it open fast enough and thrown it on the turntable, and drove my house crazy with it.
I have to listen to that one. Sounds really interesting with all those pairings as well.
Yeah, it's a great mix. I mean, like I said, I don't think you could get bored listening to that. I mean,
and when you think about hip hop, they're very on the nose sometimes. They'll address the elephants in the room where we're working with you know, a particular artist or whatever. I thought but like I said, the Biohazard and Onyx one was my favorite. I actually thought the Sir Mix-a-Lot and Mudhoney was a fantastic one as well, because it was high energy and it was just so over the top. And after you listen to it and it's like coming close to the end, Sir Mix-a-Lot just screams, "I just lost my street credibility, y'all." And it just kind of adds to the flavor of the track. There's some that I feel didn't work as well, but there's some that are just,
That's cool.
you know, it's great you know, it's aggressive mosh pit, you know, you're working out at the gym, good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Mix-a-Lot and Mudhoney, that wasn't on many people's bingo cards back then.
No. Not at all.
I love it. No, that was not.
Really great one.
All right, Jen, what do you got?
Well, I picked 1986's Pretty in Pink. I love this one. I listen to it all the time. I think it introduced me to a few, I'm not going to say to artists I didn't know, but maybe songs I hadn't thought of. And, you know, at that time I was about 15, 16. So I was all about the John Hughes films. But to have a lot of things I loved in one place was like crazy good. Because, you know, I wasn't living in a, you know, we weren't in the UK where you'd hear a lot of like New Order or Psychedelic Furs I mean, to get a compilation album of that had bands on it that I did listen to like that, I thought was fantastic. But I mean, you get Suzanne Vega and Jesse Johnson and NXS and Psychedelic Furs. Bellows, remember Bellows? Like, I feel like they used to always be around somewhere. Maybe it was college radio. But anyway, this was, I don't know. I just thought this was the greatest album ever. And whenever I think of something that's a compilation and a soundtrack, it's like the first thing that pops into my head. So that's my win. And this is my copy.
Great choice.
It's a really good one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I feel like
for
John
one
Hughes
reason-
always had a talent for the perfect music to his scenes and his stories.
Yeah.
Sort of like Tarantino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
Like so into the music that, you know, you're like, oh yeah, I think I'll make a movie to go with the stuff that I like.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Tim, because one of the original ones that I had thought about for this was The Breakfast Club, and that's the same John Hughes, just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
used
that
a lot of European bands in his soundtracks. The only reason I bought that one, Pretty in Pink, because Suzanne Vega had Left of Center on it, and that was a unique track. It was only released as a single a bit later on, I think. It's Joe Jackson and is it?
Well,
Joe
I mean,
No?
this one ends with the Smiths. Please let me get what I want. I mean, hello, like, like, wow. I think I used to go from If You Leave, and then I could drop the needle over to Pretty in Pink, and then I would do Shell Shock, and then this, you know, please let me get what I want. And then I'm like, oh, you know, then I started doing those tapes, those Max L tapes, where you just record the same song 1,000 times on one tape. So I think I bounced this one around a lot.
Wow.
But yeah, that Suzanne Vega one, I do remember like thinking, I don't think I know that that's on anything else, but
No, it's just released as a single. Otherwise, so.
yeah. It's funny when I pulled this out though, Tobias, I thought of you because of your retrospective like you did about Suzanne Vega.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I thought, do you have this one?
Yes.
Essie.
The only
all
reason
do you guys have this
I
one?
bought it.
Yeah, I see.
I used to have a
original one?
copy, but I can't find it now. I must have got trashed or something. But
Oh.
it's definitely, and it's definitely on my. If I see it, I'm grabbing it list.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
such a good one.
It is. It's pretty iconic. I can't, you know, and then they just, I don't know. It's just one of those movies. Every time if it's on, I have to. Like, I think it was oh gosh, what can't I think of the actress who played the record store owner?
Oh,
I, I can't remember her name.
yeah. I draw a
Or
blank as well. I know
but that
exactly
was
what
like
it's.
my goal. I'm like, I want to be that character when I grow up. That's who I want to be. Yeah.
All right, Tobias, what do you got?
Okay, so this one I was actually struggling with a bit because I don't have a real compilation of things, but I went for this one. See which side this one is better. I can't focus really. This is The Stud. It's a soundtrack from the late 70s. It's an English movie, and I think this was the first one. The second movie, it's, by the way, Joan Collins is starring in this one. It's all about the disco, the heydays of disco here in the UK, at least. And the first movie was called The Stud. The second one, and you have to bleep this, folks, when you're going to edit it, if you don't want me to say The Bitch, because that was the title of the second movie.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that one.
Yeah. So this one, see if I can get a bit more focus without the sleeve, has a lot of disco tracks on it. It says here Tina Charles, Rolls Royce, Space is on here, Odyssey is on here, Baccarat is on here, and Casey and the Sunshine Band, of course. There's so many great tracks on this one, so I choose this one because in my eyes this is a bit of a compilation soundtrack. So great stuff. Disco.
Very Joan Collins sounding. It sounds like the English version of Thank God It's Friday.
Yeah.
But probably better.
Yeah. And a bit more raunchy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Joan Collins is in it. It has to be.
I was going to say, Joan Collins did a raunchy film? No.
Yeah, never. You should see the follow-up. Like I said, meet here, the bitch. It's even raunchier. That's good.
All right, so I got Train Spotting.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so this was probably one of my favorite soundtracks from the 90s. This was really my first exposure to Iggy Pop, who before this movie came out, I had totally ignored, but you can't go wrong with Lust for Life. And then, really getting into Lou Reed after this, and then just exposure to Left Field and Underworld, Pulp. This was my first exposure to all those British bands, and I actually adore the movie, and I love the sequel, which took place 20 years later with all the same actors. So, yeah, this is one I do recommend for folks looking for a good 90s soundtrack.
Yeah, and some good stuff from Elastica as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
All right. Next question. Show a soundtrack which represents the oldest movie in your collection. So, Tim.
Well, I know that Tobias had shown Joan Collins, and she was known for her raunchiness. So I'm going to swing the needle completely the opposite way, and that would be The Sound of Music. I mean, iconic. You just can't get more wholesome, but yet an incredible story, a very timely story of the Von Trapp family. It is one of my favorite musicals. But it's funny because now that I say that, I remember that Julie Andrews did have a raunchy role in one film.
Yeah. S.O.B.
S.O.B. Yeah. Her husband, Blake Edwards, convinced her to go topless, which I still to this day can't believe that happened. But but as far as just, I remember seeing this as a kid and loving the music, and obviously so much music, the music of it stayed with you. But yeah, this was the one that started my love of musicals, and I could not, I can't get enough of it. So this one is probably my oldest.
Really good choice. Love that soundtrack.
Yeah, it's so good.
I love that. All right.
I love you, Tim, but I can't do musicals.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. I was like, ah. And it's funny because I've been all through Austria where that a lot of the
Right.
original place took place. I've been through Salzburg, and they kind of in Salzburg they have the tour, and they're like, "Did you go on the tour?" I'm like, "I've never seen the movie."
No.
So you can't mention your favorite things then?
Nope, nope, I can't.
I was hoping that we could all join in to the chorus here, but yeah, we'll leave it.
I'm sorry, I'll be a little bit clueless. But yeah, no offense to the people that like musicals. My wife and daughter, they love them, and
Yeah,
so
me too.
I have to imbibe from time to time.
Not even just like, I don't know, like Nightmare Before Christmas or Moulin
I
Rouge,
guess
or-
I'm skirting on the edge. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas is all right. Yeah,
I mean, like, oh gosh, White Christmas. I mean,
yeah.
The
I mean,
great-
Could
I'm
you
not
make it
the
through
biggest-
Hamilton?
Yeah, no. So like even Wizard of Oz. I mean, okay, I've seen it. It's a musical.
yeah. It depends. It definitely depends on the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
think-
I've seen. I saw Tommy. I saw Tommy in London. And fantastic. But would I actually go out and listen to the soundtrack? No. I mean, and I like the Who, and Pinball Wizard's okay, but yeah.
Yeah, but you get Anne Margaret on that one.
Yeah, yes, you do.
I mean, that's something.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Are you
so I
going
guess
to play-
none of us we shouldn't get you soundtracks for Christmas.
Just no musicals, please.
Yeah. So, now Jen is going to show her musical.
Just gonna
soundtrack.
show Rocky Horror
Right.
Picture Show.
No. Okay, so I took the question to mean the record in my collection, which is the oldest movie,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I made it out.
which I mean, it's not the oldest movie in my collection, but the old. Anyway, here we go. The one I was 1960s. Let's Make Love.
Yeah.
So Marilyn Monroe, Yves Montand, Frankie Vaughan. This is another one of those that I could just I could just sit back and sing all the songs to. And I'm not a musical person, but there are a few. And I'm just such a huge Marilyn Monroe fan, and there's not a movie that she does really that doesn't have something in it. I mean, even Niagara, she has a beautiful song. And so anyway, this is a very 60s, very kind of, I have some probably older ones again on CD, but I was kind of surprised this is the one that popped up time-wise. So there we go.
A really good one. Really good
And
choice.
This was one I think I found in a dollar bin or something like that.
Yeah.
So what year did that come out?
This was 1960.
Okay. So Dr. No was just after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought and see, I'm missing that one, but there's the record for it.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty good. I mean, for a buck.
Yeah.
Hello. But it was kind of one of those surprise finds. I got it in the cheap bin, and I thought it was like, who can I flog with a wet noodle for putting this in the cheap bin? So disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's a really good soundtrack, and Monroe's best movie, in my opinion.
Really, you like that one best?
Yeah, I think it's funny, and Yves Montand and Frankie Vaughan is brilliant in it.
It is good, and it was, I guess The Prince and the Showgirl was the first one she did with her own production company. But though, Niagara is pretty good.
It is, yes.
Niagara is tough to beat. And I love all her movies, even the one that's not completely complete. But
Is it a musical? I've never seen it.
yeah, she's like a performer, and that's like her boyfriend, and they're kind of rehearsing for this musical, and he shows up. He's rich, and I think he's going undercover, and he ends up falling for the girl, and she's of course she needs money and she's poor and on hard times, and it's like one of those kind of Cinderella sort of stories, I guess.
Okay.
So
I think the best moment is when he tried to learn the lyrics in English for. Is that from Tony Randall, or I can't remember now? No, it's a comedian. What is his name? The comedian.
Oh gosh, who is that one?
Should
I
know
can't
this.
remember. It's got Cole Porter songs on it though.
Exactly. So
They
good
did
one.
Let's Make Love Incurably Romantic, which he sings.
Incurably Romantic. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one I tried to
That
learn.
was the one. And then, of course, they do Let's Make Love, My Heart Belongs to Daddy, Hey You with the Crazy Eyes. Yeah, I like that one. Strip City. And then Incurably Romantic is yeah. That's the one that Hey You with the Crazy Eyes is the one that Frankie Vaughan does. And he's like doing this the whole time.
Yes. Yes, he does. It's cool like that in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they all had mohair sweaters and loafers and did cool stuff afterwards.
I just pulled it up. When you start talking about it, you forget all the different people that are in it. Gene Kelly's in it. Tony Randall, Milton Berle.
Milton Berle. That's the one I was.
That's it. I forgot about him. That's right.
So if it had Gene Kelly, it must have had a dance number.
Yeah,
With Gene Kelly dance number. Yeah,
they are playing themselves. So Milton Berle and Gene Kelly is playing themselves, and Gene is there to teach him dance. So
yeah, because he's so rich, he hires all the best people to come teach him all the best things, so he can woo her. But, yeah, isn't that when Milton Berle's like grabbing his face and going?
Yeah, it is.
All right, I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's actually a good comedy, and it's your traditional musical at all. So
yes, yeah, the music is important to the story, but it's not like, yeah, you're absolutely right. You might like it, Paul.
All right, I'll check it out. Yeah, I like those older movies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, yep. All right, Tobias.
Yeah. We'll stick with the 60s, and I went for this one. Oh my goodness. There we go.
Yeah, good choice.
This is a Hitchcock one, 1964. Marnie, of course. Bernard Herrmann did the score, as usual, for a Hitchcock movie, and it's such a brilliant, brilliant soundtrack for Marnie, this one. Here on a double vinyl, it's actually a reissue of it, so I don't have the original, but it's a great one, and it came, I won't show you everything, but inside there's a reproduction of the original poster and some other tidbits in it, and you can see Sean Connery was in this one, by the way, together with Tippi Hedren.
Yeah, that's Tippi Hedren.
So
I know from a distance when I saw her picture, I was like, okay, which movie are you putting up?
Yeah, no, that's Marnie. And if anyone's watching this, have never seen this Hitchcock movie, go and check it out.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
Actually, I think it's been a long time since I've seen that one. I kind of remember it, but I'm.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because before, so I grabbed all mine this morning, and I thought my oldest one was Vertigo. Also Bernard Herrmann's score, and I love Bernard Herrmann, but my oldest one actually turned out to be the Third Man.
Oh,
yeah. So I actually think this is Orson Welles' masterpiece. I like it better than Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
But I love the zither.
Yeah.
Music that's used by I think it's Anton Karas. And I don't think that this was issued originally, and you can only get reissues of it, but this one is really, really well done with you got the nice photo of Joseph Cotton there. And then you got the infamous Austrian Ferris wheel that's still in existence. At least the last time I was there, it was still there, and you can do a Third Man tour in Vienna, Austria, and you can go through all the sewer system and everything. But yeah, I enjoy the soundtrack.
It's a good one. And I think it's one of those themes, the main theme from it, that everyone knows about,
Yeah.
but they probably don't know where it's from. But once you
Exactly.
hear it,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Well, that's one I'll have to go back and watch because I really don't remember it. Like I remember seeing the title, but I do not recall.
Once you hear the zither,
Yeah.
you'll know.
No.
It's such a unique instrument.
Yeah.
It really is.
Is
All
it
right.
all music on that soundtrack or does he talk at all?
Well, this version, because I think I have an older CD version, which is just the music, but I do recommend this version that I think it came out in 2020 because it does incorporate movie dialogue. And I do like some soundtracks that incorporate like interesting musical dialogue. So Quentin Tarantino, a lot of his soundtracks have dialogue from a movie, which it just works well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The I have one for The House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. And
Yeah.
that's super good. And so they'll, lines from the movie and openers, and then of course the music for the movie. But it really sets a whole different tone when you get to hear some of it. I like how that weaves together. So,
Yeah, especially with Vincent Price.
oh well, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, iconic.
But why I asked, because I think Orson Welles has one of those voices too that you just would, you don't need to see him to listen to him. So,
Right.
All right. So the next question was, show the soundtrack representing the most recent film in your collection. So,
So when this one came out, it was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. Everybody with a kid was singing it. And that was Encanto.
Encanto.
I'm
And
not
I
heard
do-
that one.
I do have to give it to Lin-Manuel Miranda. There were some very catchy songs on this. And what made me want to pick this one up was because after we watched it, my son Oliver was just enthralled with some of the songs. There was no, we don't talk about Bruno was one, but it was the Surface Pressure was the other one, where it was talking about like one of the people were so big and strong, but underneath they felt like everything was cracking. So it was a good double entendre metaphor for their role. But yeah, this one definitely got a lot of spins in our house, and so much so that we had the CD in the car for the longest time too. So I was like, and it's very rare that I'll double buy something nowadays on both vinyl and CD.
So is that a Disney movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to feel like I was so up to date on all the Disney movies and everything, and that is one I think.
When your kids hit a certain phase and they get out of it, it's like
Yeah.
it disappears.
I feel like this one was either around COVID or not too long after things, so we were still all
Yeah,
glued to our TVs. 2021, so I think the hype about it was maybe even during COVID, so I think that's what kept it. And it was like the biggest thing after COVID that got people, talking and stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, and I think too, I don't rush to the movies like I used to because of streaming. And so with it, if you have a Disney Channel, like eventually things show up and you just start to take stuff for granted. And then the next thing you know, there's like 35 movies you've never seen.
this is very true.
Yeah. Kind of losing my street cred with the cartoon community. So I gotta get on it.
It's all right. I think it's a phase with kids, unless you're like, and I know these people that are super passionate about Disney, and
Yes. It's there's just so many films, and before I had kids, I was like always watching Batman. I mean, there's just like so many things, right?
Yeah.
And I like to think I would just keep up with it, but I don't know, maybe the times just change or
yeah, my daughter hit a phase where she got out of it and she's more into teenage stuff, and it was like, okay, yeah, all those Disney movies are kind of, we're not really watching them anymore.
yeah, bound to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. And Jen, what do
Couldn't
you
have
have?
happened before Frozen, though, could it?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think my son is the only person in the world who was forced to watch that movie. I think he's literally seen it like 18 times. And his last day of his senior year of high school, every class was playing Frozen. He's like, "Oh my God, I cannot get away from this damn movie."
No, we had it on repeat. My daughter loved it, and she had
Yeah.
all the lyrics memorized at the age of 3.
I've never watched it. I listened to the music so much. I
Yeah.
feel like I've seen the movie and I've
You
never
have.
seen it.
You have. The only reason to see it, honestly, is Olaf.
I was gonna ask. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's a comic relief in that one.
Yeah. Well, oddly enough, my most recent soundtrack addition is Annette from Sparks, which is a film I've seen outtakes from, but I have not seen. So this was this is called the Can edition. So this has parts from the movie, like so with Sparks singing, with Adam Driver singing, with Marion is that Cotillard? I can never say her last name correctly. I'm sure I'm botching it. Simon Helberg. So it's pretty cool though. I mean, it really weaves everything through. Again, like you can listen to it and then almost feel like you've seen the movie. And I didn't know what I was going to think about it, but they talk so passionately about wanting to do scores for film that I think that's one side of the folder that I couldn't resist. And it did come with colored vinyl. So that's the
Nice.
vinyl for that. I think the other side's green. And then I swear, I think I have more Sparks posters now than I ever know what to do with. But they did do a nice one for the
Wow.
Oh, that's
That's a nice one.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, so they had done that whole project. And it was their whole original story, original music, and all that. So, but it is one I have not seen. So I've listened to it, but I haven't seen it. So that's my most recent take. It's
all
pretty
right.
good.
All right, Tobias.
Yeah, I went with this one. I have more recent ones on CD, but this is on vinyl. It's Interstellar, of course, Christopher Nolan's movie, and it's Hans Zimmer who is doing the score for this one. Absolutely brilliant score. One of those that you can just put on and dream away and relive the excitement and the drama from the movie as well, of course. So it's such
I
a
love
brilliant
Hans Zimmer.
one. A really nice presentation as well.
Yeah, that is very nice.
Yeah,
I
I
have-
feel like Hans Zimmer and John Williams, they're the two kind of like that extra actor in the room. Their music just adds so much character to anything they do.
Yep.
And the use of a church or organ in this one, I think that's the most popular one, the most recognizable one from this one. Really impactful one. It's actually recorded on a church organ in London. I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's one. That's one where I double dip a lot of times. So that one I do have that same vinyl version, but I also have a really unique CD version.
Oh yeah,
which is a box set that opens up, and it has a light that comes on, and it flashes the sequence of the main theme of the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
what he tries to do behind the bookshelves.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. I double dip for that one too. That's
Yeah, no. Hans Zimmer is one that usually I know is going to have a good score, and I don't think I have any Hans Zimmer today, but I have several of his soundtracks. I love Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think he's definitely like a no-brainer. Like if I see his name pop up, I just think, okay, I'll be good. An easy buy.
All right, so this came out this year. Trying to reduce the glare, but this is Severance.
Yes.
I love the score to Severance. I actually have a vinyl version of the complete first season score, but I like the unique use of the 5 piano notes and how it becomes more symphonic, and then it just leads into more piano. this is a unique remixing of that original score, but it includes electronic beats by the Seattle electronic duo Odessa.
Yeah.
So it adds a little more of a techno electronica vibe to it.
Did you have to special order that?
No, I think I got this domestically.
Yeah.
But it came out, I want to say at the beginning of the summer, but it's great. It's short. I mean, it's not the complete. I mean, they took like 4 or 5 tracks, so it's more of an EP.
Yeah.
But this is the most recent thing. Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. I've never heard of that remix companion, as it says, I think.
Yeah, no, I recommend it. So if you like the score, I mean, it's a little bit sparse, but this kind of makes it a little more upbeat and a little more interesting. There is some, if I recall correctly, there is some dialogue from the series. So if you haven't seen the series, I love the series. I'm curious where it's going to go, but yeah.
Right.
It's a nice one.
It's cool. I like albums like that, though. I like it when it kind of builds on itself or it changes sound in a whole new way. But I think you have to be able to put something like that on probably and just relax and listen.
Yeah. And I have a lot of ambient music, so that first gear of the car works well for me. It's like I saw your vinyl tag video, Jen, and for one of the questions, like I do want to do my own response, but I'll say my second gear in my car doesn't work so well. I go from first to third.
Well, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just me. I want to be honest.
Yeah, that's right. Trust me. I probably was too honest about a few of those questions, so it's okay.
No, I started watching your response this morning, and I love the way you answered the first one, and it's a little bit eye-opening, and I thought it was perfect because you're being honest.
That's right.
For those folks that have gotten this far in the video, go watch her Vinyl Tag 2026. It's eye-opening, and it's great because she's honest.
Thanks. It was hard.
All right. No, nothing to apologize about. It's the truth.
I mean, I did the 2026 Vinyl Tag, and you gave me homework. Like, it was a hard week for me.
All right. So, next question. Tim, I can't wait to see what you're going to show. Soundtrack from one of your favorite films.
I already showed Star Wars. I'm not doing it again.
Okay. All right.
However, this one, to me, this is one of those, it is a true definition of a cult classic. When it first came out, it did its thing. And then over time, it has just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown and become a movement in and of itself. And that's the Warriors. I adore this movie, and I love the gritty 70s black exploitation or gang films that really just not just steer away from the times of the city, but build on it and make it its own character. I really do think they did a great job of making New York City its own character in this movie. And this movie was so different and above, I think it was well beyond its time. But the soundtrack alone, the theme of the Warriors, the way music told a story in this and was so critical to the Warriors getting home and ultimately clearing their name. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. This is one of those ones that I can sit back, put it on, and I'm seeing the movie in my head, and then I go watch the movie, and then a couple of days later I'll miss it, so I'll listen to the soundtrack. It just puts me down the rabbit hole of the whole Warriors mythos. So that, to me, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, good choice. Is that Barry Vaughn who did the score for that one.
On the I know the theme was written by Barry DeVorson.
Devorson, you say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a great soundtrack, and I agree with you. That movie, wow. They used real gangs from New York when they were filming it. So that big meetup in Central Park, that's all real gangs except for the actors in the Warriors. So
That's a few on the principle, and it became such an iconic thing in hip hop, but it just seemed like beyond that. I mean, there were people who were cosplaying even before cosplaying was cool, right?
Yeah.
The idea that you had these gangs, but then if you've seen the movie, it's like you would like by the time you got to the Furies, the gangs had just become so over the top.
yeah,
It was so unique in the sense that it was a little bit of the street culture of the 70s, but it still almost had a little bit of the West Side Story element to it. It was a very unique telling of everything in New York. I absolutely love it.
yeah, really good one.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it's filmed in the 70s too is important, because I don't know that you get that same quality if you'd have filmed it any other time.
No.
I agree. And there was talk of a remake, and they were like, well, let's turn it into like some sort of martial arts thing. I'm gonna stop.
No.
No.
God, no.
Yeah, most of those films that come out in that era are special because of when they were filmed, and you could not. The film was perfect for it, the atmosphere, everything about it. It resonates because of the time it was made. And yeah, that's one of those, like, just don't even talk about remaking it.
No.
No.
Let it go.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, even the scene in Central Park with all the gangs, that all the people would probably be digitized by now. They'd only have like a handful of folks, so it just takes away from the overall feel of the film.
Exactly. Can you dig it?
All right, maybe we will do a sequel. I think we'll cast you first. You might have started something there.
All right, Jen.
All right. Well, I will say this is my favorite film. Actually, one of my favorite. Well, okay, it's Star Wars. So I picked Star Wars.
There it is.
I will say, full disclosure, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite of the trilogy. It is like the movie. So, but I don't have that one. It's so funny. I thought I did, but we have a laser disc in with our. I have the laser disc. I don't have the LP. Anywho, so put that on the Christmas list, I guess. But yes, the Star Wars. This is the 1977 copy, and it's. It kind of makes this one cool. Do you guys remember, which I didn't pull it out, I probably should have, the record that came out at the same time with C-3PO and R2-D2 on the front, and it had the book, and it would read you the story.
Yeah.
And it's really, and I think there's excerpts, the BBC did a full, I think, radio show, right? They did the movie on the radio, but I think some of it might be excerpts from some of that. Definitely came straight out of the film, though. But what's cool, I say that because this has these liner notes on the inside. I don't know if you guys can really see those very well, but it will say it has things about the orchestra, things about the themes. It'll say The Last Battle, Side 4, Track 1, Princess Leia, Luke, Han, Chewie, and they kind of like set the whole stage for what's happening. So while you're listening to the music, you're supposed to know what's happening in the movie. So I thought that was really cool because when this came out, you either went to the movie theater a lot or you were stuck, never getting to maybe ever see it again because there was still VCRs and none of that happened yet. So having something that told you about the story and kind of regenerate, put it in your brain a little more, so I think I could be wrong about this, but maybe this was kind of like the big thing that we think about for Williams to make after Jaws, right? Like
Yeah.
I think there was Jaws, which was fantastic. And I really wish that's one soundtrack I do not have an original of. I'd love to have one. And then you get Star Wars. And I just think, how perfect is that? So, but I think this part is actually, I mean, the music, of course, is stand out. It is my favorite. We are big Star Wars fans here. We were married on Star Wars Day. Like we went in hard. So it's a thing here.
So, Jen, not to nerd out on you,
Yeah.
is there a TML in the Dead Wax?
Maybe. You would ask me when I have like no vision.
No light.
Well, I can turn it up, I guess. I can't see. It's kind of scratched. Maybe I see a T, but I can't. It's kind of scratched. I'd have to double check and let you know.
Okay. Yeah. So I did I had some fun with a friend because I have an original version too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to play that thing to death when I was a kid, but
Yep.
the TML stands for the Mastering Lab. And it is just such a wonderfully dynamic record that I played the record and then I played the movie, and that record blew the sound out of the water of the original movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I'd have to look. It's so funny. The runouts in this one, the record looks pretty good, but the runouts are really scratchy. Like,
wow.
I don't know, probably from like a Holly Hobby record player. But anyway, I don't know. I mean,
well, I scratched my parents' copy to death because I played it like every day and just playing the movie in my head over and over again.
Yeah.
I would set up, you set up your action figures and then play out the film.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I love the extras. I love the things about Star Wars early on because they approach it like people don't know what this is and they want to set you up for success, right? Yeah. They want you to know the story. And, we take it for granted, but most of us, I believe, grew up in a time before Star Wars. So if you've never lived in a time that there wasn't a Star Wars, I think it's hard to imagine that someone wouldn't know what this was.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So I think that's what kind of makes these little extra cool is the little extra things that go inside. So there you go. And I'm so glad Tim didn't bring his up. But like I said, if I had an Empire Strikes Back, that would be up here too, because pretty perfect.
All right, Tobias, how about you?
I went for this one, Oh Lucky Man. This is music by Alan Price from the film Oh Lucky Man. So this is the second part of a trilogy that Lindsay Anderson did, an English movie director. And when I discovered this, it was probably early 1990s. I discovered his first film called If. It's all about the boarding school, and it's pretty surreal and a lot of social criticism in it as well. And the second one follows up with Malcolm McDowell as well. So he plays the main part in If. And he also, this is the grown-up, what was he called? I should have known. It doesn't matter. His character is now grown up. He's in his working life, and he starts out to be a coffee salesman. And he travels all across England, and surrealism ensues on his travels. A lot of social criticism in this one as well, and the third part was called the Britannia Hospital. So it is a really good trilogy of movies, but my favorite one is Oh Lucky Man. And Alan Price, with his band, is sort of a narrator in this story through his songs. So in some cases we don't have dialogue at all. We just listen to the songs by Alan Price and you can see what's happening. And it's such a brilliant soundtrack. 1973.
So I have not heard of that movie at all. I've heard of If.
Yeah.
I haven't seen If, and I haven't seen that one, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. So far, Oh Lucky Man is only available on DVDs, and since many years ago. Britannia Hospital and If you can get on Blu-ray, but unfortunately, oh lucky man, it's held. I think it's Warner Brothers who owns the rights for that one and won't release it.
Interesting. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. A really, really good one. So that's my choice.
Exactly.
One of my favorite movies.
Well, he's such a great actor. Like, I just like him so much.
Yeah.
That, I mean, is he in all the movies, did you say? Or just that one?
Yeah, no, If is in the school years, so his boarding school years here in England, and then working life. And then later on in Britannia Hospital, he's a journalist, if I remember things right. And he tries to uncover secret experiments conducted by the government in a hospital, turning people into half pig, half men, and so forth and so on. It's a theme in Oh Lucky Man as well. You can actually see that, so spoiler. But it's great, great movies. And he just came out of A Clockwork Orange at this point. So it was quite a different role for him to go on to work with Lindsay again. The first movie he did with Lindsay Anderson, If, was made in 68 or 69, I can't remember. But then he did Clockwork Orange and he became this big star. And then he was back as the coffee salesman in Oh Lucky Man. I really, really recommend it for anyone who wants to watch quite surreal but funny movie. Helen Mirren.
I like Malcolm McDowell, so yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. So for me, I actually wanted to do a video on this particular soundtrack. I actually tried to put something together last year, and it was a epic fail because I tried to get creative with my intros, which I should just kind of abandon. But I might revisit that and try and do a dedicated video on it because the soundtrack had such a weird path to actually the official version being put out there. So I selected Blade Runner. So this was not initially issued with the movie. The actual Vangelis version came out in 1996.
Yes.
And this vinyl version, I think, came out in 2020. This is the audio fidelity version. Sorry for the glare. Which it was cut by Kevin Gray. Fantastic soundtrack, in my opinion. It has some unique things which Vangelis added. Vangelis at the time didn't think it was worthy of an actual release. But there was a variant that came out with the movie by the New American Orchestra. Yes. Which was not Vangelis. Yeah, it was interesting to listen to. There are some pieces that were close. I had it for the longest time. In fact, I have a vinyl version of that too. There were people that were doing bootlegs. That there was one person that actually got the audio or the score track and put it out as a bootleg. So this had a very unusual path, and they did a much more expansive CD version in the early 2000s, which Vangelis endorsed, and he did some more original work for it. So it hasn't had a pure release, but this is as close as you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's
That's
cool.
a good. I was about to choose that one for one of my favorite ones as well, but I only have it on CD, but it's the same edition actually. But I also have the original one because when I discovered Blade Runner in the late 80s, I bought that on vinyl and I was so disappointed because it didn't sound anything like the movie. So I was like, what is this?
Yeah, no, I bought that on, I think I had it on cassette.
Yeah.
The New American Orchestra in the late 80s. And I'm like, this is just not what I was hearing.
No.
Yeah.
That's always the worst when you rush out to get a soundtrack and you're so excited, and then you're like, I don't even think it's for the same.
Yeah.
It's a great one by Vangelis, and I would love to see that video, Paul, if you
Yeah, I should really, if I can carve out the time, I'd like to really do this well because yeah, there's a whole story and how the soundtrack was created and how he was working with Ridley Scott. And I actually did some research on it. I have one of the bootlegs. There was another person, and I have this on vinyl too, that actually tried to do a full-on replica score using the instruments that Vangelis was using at the time and trying to do it complete from beginning to end. And it's reasonably well done, but it's still not Vangelis.
No.
Yeah. All right. Next question. A soundtrack that everyone should know.
Well, we've talked a lot of different popular directors and producers and things like that. And we've even touched on a little bit of George Lucas's mastermind behind sorry, I have a dog in my lap. Behind Star Wars. But before Star Wars, there was American Graffiti.
Yeah.
And American Graffiti is, even if you don't like the movie, which I have to question why, the soundtrack is just it's a perfect mix of all that wonderful music, doo-wop and twist music that came out of the 50s. It is really just curated extremely well, and even to the point where they couldn't even fit it all in one. They had to do more American Graffiti, and I'd love to get that. In fact, even this copy has been put to the ringer, and this is what I was listening to earlier today, and I was just I was like, why haven't I listened to this more recently? But this is just the perfect example of the music was probably even bigger than the movie in some respects, but you couldn't have done this movie without the music. And I think that soundtrack is one of those, like, everyone should listen to it, maybe even have it CD, vinyl, cassette, whatever. Put it in a playlist. It's a great one.
Is the spoken parts by, what was it called, Wolfman? On that one as well.
Yeah, there are some moments in there as well. And I think that adds to the charm and the character of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because the music was so prevalent, and it's like it takes you back and you remember the different moments from the movie with having Wolfman Jack in it.
Yeah. Really good.
Great choice, Tim.
I almost picked that one for one of mine. And just so you know, I have 2 copies of that soundtrack. I liked it so much.
I have that one on CD, Tim.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
it is good. Perfect.
All right, Jen.
All right, so I took this question to mean something that would be kind of like, well, duh, everybody should know it. And that would be 1977 Saturday Night Fever. Because it's just, again, like, it's perfect. Like, I can't even imagine a soundtrack, a movie made any other time. Like, of course, it was really perfect for its time. And this is my original copy. I say mine. It was my parents'. They used to go to a disco in town that had a light up dance floor, and they used to tell me about it. And I just sit and stare at the pictures and be like, one day I can go to a light up dance. You know, I'll wear a white leisure suit and go like this. And yeah, so it's pretty perfect. But just the whole way it was made and all the songs on it. And I think it really, I was a kid who really liked funk and soul music and just that whole kind of blend of that, I don't know, is that calypso kind of, I can't even think of the terminology for it now, but it just, I had that very Latin funk flair, and that music was so great. And I think it just opened the door for so many different kinds of music to be heard in different ways. And I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. So,
so Jen, I have a vinyl copy of it too, but it's one of those 7-8 movies that I have the soundtrack, but I've never seen the movie.
Oh, no, you're kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's got, what, Fran Drescher's in that? I mean, there's like weird little pop-ups throughout it.
Okay.
And there's some serious bits. Like, it's not all fun and games. Like, it's a pretty serious movie. And I remember I think it came on it's kind of just the insert. It has like little outtakes. I think it came on HBO when, you know, HBO was like the white box with the one slider.
Yeah.
And I remember really getting to watch it for the first time because my parents were 20 when they had me. So they were like in their early, late 20s when they would see some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So they were kids themselves and they come home and be like, one day when you can watch it, you're really going to dig it because it's going to be so cool. But then I get to watch it. And I was like, well, this is kind of serious. Like, this is really serious stuff. Like, you know, but the dancing parts were so great. And I used to watch Danny Terrio's Dance Fever. Did you watch that show?
No.
It was like a dance competition. Oh my gosh, so good. So, and he, of course, choreographed and taught John Travolta how to do all of his moves. And so he was a big deal. And I just thought it was pretty great. Do you have some homework?
All right. I got to watch it. Okay.
But, you know, now that you're more mature, I think you can handle the mature subject matter of Saturday Night Fever.
You had some really cool parents because my parents were not like that.
Like with Jaws, I wanted to go and I was, 5? And I'd be like, I want to go. And then they'd be like, no, it's too serious. And then they'd come home and go, oh, it's so great. And the shark and it bites people. And they tell me all this stuff, you know, they're like, one day you can watch it, but you can't watch it now. Yeah, they were pretty cool, I have to say. No complaints. And they would dance. They would get that out and do the hustle and they would practice dancing and then go out. And I thought, wow, it's so cool.
Nice.
77 was really the heyday of disco as well.
Yes.
I ended up getting a job waitressing at that club later on, many, many years later on.
Oh.
I remember going into the guy who owned it and I was like, all right, man, where's the light up floor? Like all I ever heard about was the light up disco floor. And he's like, back in a shed out in the country. And I'm like, you are so lame. I want the light up floor back.
You're right.
But, you know, one day. One day, you never know. Could be on a dance off. Yeah. Do my hustle moves. Yeah.
All right, Tobias. What do you got?
Yeah, so I went with a soundtrack that perhaps not is one of the big sellers, but everyone should have at least listened to this one. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. This is, of course, Richie Sakamoto. And to just throw a bonus in there, there's some David Sylvian as well on the last track on this one. What a dreamy track and filled with great themes. So if you're in love with ambient music, really, this is right up your alley. So many good themes and cues on this one, really. A pretty good movie as well, starring David Bowie.
Yeah.
No,
it's been a long time for me to see that movie.
Yeah, no, I love this soundtrack. It's such a great one. So I think this is a soundtrack that everyone should own or at least listen to once or twice in their lives.
Is that an original copy or did you have to order that later?
No, it's original ones.
It's cool.
The Virgin label.
It's looks really pretty.
Yeah, yes. So the Virgin label, A and B side, green and red, classic 80s label.
Yep. Nice.
Okay, we're going to come full circle now.
Oh, yeah?
We got all three parts represented. We got Return of the Jedi behind Tobias, so we got parts. And then I guess with Tim, when his box set, we got the first three. Yeah. So yeah, this is
cool.
Yeah, this is an original, and it's great.
Yeah.
The book that they pasted on the inside of it. But
That's a really nice one.
That's nice.
So sound quality as astounding on this one.
No, it's really good. But the Star Wars, if you can get one with a TML in the dead wax, which stands for the mastering lab, it is just so mind-blowing and dynamic. It is, to me, it's one of the demonstration discs. Like if I want to blow somebody out of the water, I put that on. And I mean, everybody likes it because it's recognizable music to most everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, Jen, this is also my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
By
It's,
far.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so good.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just do a whole. Maybe on May the 4th. I did a Star Wars Day special last year. Maybe we need a Star Wars Day special. We can just all geek out on Star Wars.
I have some pieces, but nothing compares to Tim and you. You have a lot too.
I got a whole shelf up here. Let's go.
Have you seen my Star Wars episode, Tim?
No, I haven't. I'll go back and watch it.
You should. You like it.
Oh, I'm going to.
Or you can even turn the volume down, but it's got some good artifacts in it anyway.
All right. So the next question is going to be an interesting one because I struggled with this one, but I'll talk more about my piece when we get there. But it is a soundtrack that was better than the movie itself. And granted, this is all opinion based, so we're not looking to offend anyone. So Tim.
So it's funny because I'm glad you said opinion based because we've talked about this movie. In this episode, we've talked about this movie. And it originally wasn't like the movie idea first. It was an album, then it became a movie, and then a soundtrack. And to me, the movie is a distant third of all of them. And that's Tommy. Soundtrack, hearing Tina Turner belt out the Acid Queen is phenomenal. Getting the moments of Anne Margaret, great. The film, no. Roger
And
nobody from the band could act.
I will say, Tim, I've been to several musicals and seeing Tommy in London, and Kim Wilde was in the production that I saw. It was actually really, really good for a musical. And I've seen elements of the movie, and yes, in my opinion, I found it very painful too.
What I didn't realize, and even more, I mean, okay, Pink Floyd The Wall, you kind of know, you go into that, being sober is not a good idea until you really understand everything that's going on. But that one, you need to be of an elevated mind state just to finish. I could not. No,
Yeah.
It didn't work across the board. Like even the sets looked horrible, and the cinematography looked bad. Like that, to me, there is just no redeeming part of the film other than the audio performances, which you can get on the soundtrack. Which that's all I need.
Probably why it'd be a musical like live would be so much better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I could, I sat through Tommy. I don't know that I would rush to watch it. I would listen to it, but
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, and some of the moments in the soundtrack may not be the best. Like I don't necessarily think that Elton John was the best as the Pinball Wizard. You probably could have found some other people, but I get it. It was flamboyant, fits for the time, and the costumes in the movie thereof, and you're just like, but it works. But as a whole, I'd listen to it. I don't want to ever see it again.
Noted. We'll never do a watch, like an all watch one movie. We'll definitely never watch Tommy.
I'm just now fearful of all the VCLT copies of Tommy on DVD.
It could be your cuckoo. Yeah. All right. And actually, of all the questions that you posed, I thought this was the easiest one to answer.
Really? Okay.
Yes. It absolutely, like the first thing I was reading through and I got to this one and I was like, bingo, heavy metal.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's an interesting choice. Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah.
I feel like heavy metal was an experiment in animation.
Yeah.
I think it was at a time I mean, even when they had made the Lord of the Rings cartoons, and it was just the animated movie, I think people just wanted to see what they could do, and they were doing all these new things. And I said, if there's just one more scene in that movie where someone's going like this, that's all they do through the whole movie, and it's just, just an excuse to eventually do a South Park episode with, with Kenny. But I just don't, I can appreciate the animation. I can appreciate what it did at the time, but I mean, the music on here was crazy, right? So Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick, Devo, Don Fagen, Don Felder. So, I mean, it's just on and on and on, but I mean, you could listen to this 1,000 times over and never get bored, I don't think. But I just don't think the movie is a watcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in a cinema with an original print of it, and the original print melted halfway through, and there were only like 12 of us in the cinema, and this was like the first time I had seen it because it hadn't had a VHS or a DVD release, and I was so excited because I'd seen the Heavy Metal magazine and I'd heard the soundtrack, and I was like, I gotta see this movie. I don't think I've watched it in probably 20, 30 years, so it's probably uneven. Yeah.
There's just something about those early animated films, or really early, like manga, like all that stuff. Like I think they're just really pushing the envelope, and they're testing what's happening. And it's like this, it's not a Disney film. They had to make every point to make it un-Disney like. And it, I mean, it is what it is. But I never could see all the hype. I mean, so yeah, I'll listen to it, but I don't need to watch it.
That's a good one, though. I have the vinyl version of that one too. Yeah.
I mean, and it's just, I mean, I think that's about all you need right there. You just look at
I think if you listen to it and you romanticize the idea of the movie, and then you watch the movie and you're kind of going, what the hell was that? And
yeah, it's kind of like an animated music video or rock video, or like I think of artists sitting around drawing and painting or whatever, and listening to this stuff and getting inspired, and then just going, oh man, let's make a movie.
And smoking some stuff or doing some acid and
maybe too much oil paint fumes, I don't know, but
I was thinking more of like the scene of the aliens doing like massive amounts of cocaine, and it was just like, I think that was just the perfect metaphor for the film.
Or maybe they should have done more. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely bonkers. I never seen this one. I only seen short snippets from it, but you got me intrigued.
Yeah, I guess everybody should see, like even Tom, like you should see it once. I have to do it again.
there's some interesting bits in it. So I like the pairing with the Don Felder song, where you got the B-52 bomber.
Yeah,
I always liked that bit. That left an impression with me. But that's one of the few. But it's worth seeing at least once. And I mean, I think in 2000 they tried to make a sequel to it, and they tried to pair it with the soundtrack, but it just isn't the same.
It is not the same.
Yeah.
It was unique when it was unique.
Yeah.
You can't now. It's just
right.
Yeah, and like I said, I love all that stuff, but I could just never. Maybe it would have been better if they had done little short movies that came out
right
before a film or before I don't know, like something.
Yeah.
But it just all together.
It would have been wonderful to have it on MTV. Just do bits.
I was thinking like Aeon Flux. Like I think that was. Aeon Flux was where they went wrong with heavy metal, and Aeon Flux went right with heavy metal. But I think it was also because it was smaller. It was episodic. It was 20 minutes in, you're out, and you can go, what the hell was that? Just kind of decompress a little.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a time when stuff wasn't. Now it's digital, at that time you were drawing and flipping, and that was a lot to figure out how to make all these things look the way they did. And I loved Aeon Flux, but again, I think it was departmentalized.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
You got a lot, and then it kind of blew your mind for the day, and you're like, I have to watch that for a while, and you go back.
Right.
All right, Tobias.
Yeah, brace yourself, Paul.
Hey, I'm with you there. I've never seen the movie, but
It's got all the great elements to be a really great movie, a really spectacular movie, but unfortunately it failed. It has Gene Kelly in it, Olivia Newton-John, of course, and Michael Beck from The Warriors playing the love interest. So, yeah, I mean, what could go wrong? I don't know.
Just didn't have a script.
No. But the soundtrack, which is, of course, ELO, or Electric Light Orchestra, and Olivia Newton-John. It's a great, great soundtrack, and far better than the movie. I didn't think the movie was horrible, but it could have been so much better. But the soundtrack redeemed it.
So I'm okay to skip the movie and just skip with the soundtrack.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I do remember going to the theater to see that, though, and I was so excited. I thought, oh my God, this is going to be great. And then I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I mean, too young.
Even the last number, and I'm spoiling it here, but it's an old movie, guys, so haven't you seen it by now? Olivia Newton-John performing Xanadu, of course, the great track from this soundtrack. And you would think it's spectacular. It's not that spectacular. It's people on roller skates and Gene Kelly on roller skates.
Yeah.
Well,
But it is roller skates. I mean, come on.
you got that at least. So
I think when I used to go roller skating, they would play that song so we could go in a circle.
yeah,
I gotta set the stage for my pick.
yep.
So the town I grew up is not very big. It's all of 20,000 people, and in the late 70s, early 80s, we had a roller rink, and I mean that's what you would do for fun, is to go around and around and around.
Yep.
And our roller rink had this. They'd play like 80s new wave, and then they would do this thing where they would play a slow song. And so they'd line all the girls up on one side and all the boys up on the other side. And you would wait. And the boys would go start skating, and you would take someone's hand, or a girl would grab a boy's hand, and you would just go around and around to that slow. You know, me being the beauty I am, I was too shy. I never got picked, so I was disappointed. I'm like, screw this. I'm going to go play Donkey Kong. So I had to do some homework for this one, because really the movie and the soundtrack always make for a really, really nice pairing. And Jen, yeah, you're heavy metal now, but the more I think about it, is a good exception. But for this, rewatching the movie just confirmed what I had remembered from it. So you take what should be MTV music videos, because the actors, this is an unusual movie because they play the full song, and the actors are dancing to the entire song, and then that just goes into the story, and the story is more of a made for TV type teenage drama.
Yeah.
And really, oddly, it's based on a true story, but I would not have made a movie of it. And that is Footloose. Yeah. The song with Ann Wilson, that was one of the slow songs that would play at our roller rink. And yeah, no, I never got picked to hold hands with the girl.
Was that Almost Paradise?
Yeah, Almost Paradise. That's yeah. It was never paradise for me, Tim. I was off in the corner playing Donkey Kong.
I think that sounds like paradise, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
I'd have done that in a heartbeat.
You think about it, like Kenny Loggins. I mean, yeah, he you know, his music. I mean, they would play the entire piece. I mean, Top Gun. Let's play Danger Zone all the way through. It was the same thing with Footloose, and Footloose is interesting because it got re-released on CD I think about 10 years ago. And there were 3 songs in the movie that were on the CD that were not on the vinyl version. And that's Quiet Riot, Come On, Feel the Noise. They had Foreigners, Waiting for a Girl Like You. And there's one other one that escapes my mind that was on the CD version. But yeah, this is one I actually had on cassette. So my parents gifted me a Sony Walkman in the early 80s. And with the Sony Walkman, they gave me Thriller and they gave me Footloose. And I played this one to death. But yeah, never got picked to hold hands with a girl during Almost Paradise.
Yeah.
I remember those skates, and I never skated those skates. We had a skating rink too, but it had like a little disco area off to the side and then a video game area. And I was like, then it was like break time.
Yep.
I have to say that whole setup sounds so awkward. I would have left for that Donkey Kong machine as well. My goodness.
Yep. It's pretty fun.
The minute the lights would have turned down, I'd have been like, what, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, show me. Where we're going.
I was like, oh, please. I hope that cute girl over there will like skate over to me and hold my hand. But no, I'm like, I was like, I'm going to go play Donkey Kong.
Yeah. It's such an awkward. Oh, wow.
Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
But a great soundtrack.
Yep.
Very good.
All right. Next question. Show a soundtrack with fantastic cover art.
I took this one as almost on the nose. It's iconic. You see it, you know it, and if you've seen it, you know all the subculture that goes with it.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
I mean, it's so iconic in the sense that, Tim Curry as Frankenfurter, it stands out, but you could even just see the lips on the label and the reference, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't know it, shame on you.
I will only do that if I see it in any other format outside of that, it's just not the same.
Correct. And honestly, I know that there's been numerous releases of the film with different, edits of audience participation. There's been revivals of it. Go to the theater where someone, people are doing it. Take your lumps, lose your virginity, go. This is a spectacle that has to be experienced.
All right, Tim, I'm not a musical guy, but if I'm in Florida and it's playing, I'll go see it with you.
Perfect.
You have to. Tim, you make sure that happens.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, the reason why it is what it is that it's so bad. The movie itself, and outside of Tim Curry does no wrong, but the movie itself is so over the top, and the story is just so WTF.
It's so good.
It is. It's so good.
And the guy on the front there, the butler.
Yes.
That's his project.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so. How it came to be, and everybody that's in it, and it's just. I don't know. I love it. It is. I don't know. I really do like, and I'm not a big musical person. I really am not. But I don't even think of it as I do think of it as a rock show.
Agreed. This is like a rock play put together on the screen, because even the set pieces feel very set pieced, like a stage.
Yeah.
And it plays as such, and
so good.
The performances are exactly what you'd expect. And to be honest, I don't think Tim Curry gets enough credit for the entirety of the performance he provides in platform high heel shoes. And he is all over that stage.
Just like Ginger Rogers.
Yes. And it's so
And Robert Musk.
wonderfully- Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's still a who's who. I mean, there's so many people.
Yeah. They'll have cast members come for like Horror Hound weekends, and
Mhm.
I've met a few. And now I'm totally showing how bad my brain is, but I can't think of his name. Brad.
Barry Bostwick.
Thank you. I got to meet him, and he was just so nice. I think he autographed like "Damn it, Jennifer." Like,
Yeah.
oh, I was like,
Nice.
"Oh, thank you."
And he was, and what's funny is that he went on because he had what was the show he was on with Michael J. Fox where he was the governor or something?
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Oh,
I can't remember
gosh.
the name of it either,
That's-
but he was good in that.
What's
So good. I don't remember it either.
I don't recall, but it was like,
Sin City?
Yeah,
yes.
that's it.
That's
My
it.
ringer over here told me.
And it was, but it,
For $100, what is it? No, yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
you think Susan Sarandon, for God's sakes, that's like,
Yeah.
how many
So good.
amazing performances had she given? There you go.
All I can think of is him saying, when he says anticipation. Like that's
And see, and I will always remember
love it.
as with sweet Antissa. Say it, constipation.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think you'd like that one, Paul. You should go see it.
All right, I'll make an exception.
I think it's fun. And a lot of places do it at Halloween now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
from a Halloween movie, but yeah. I think it's an any time of the year movie.
I agree. I could do a whole episode on things we did that I was shocked we got away with, and then what eventually got us kicked out at the theater we used to go see it at in Maryland.
I had the stuff we threw. Yeah.
Oh. Yep. Look.
All right, Jen.
I love this. This one we really have it's a pretty copy too.
Oh, nice.
So Casino Royale. I think that is just absolutely the most iconic,
Yes.
beautiful artwork ever. It was hard. I'm a McGinnis fan, and there is, of course, Diamonds Are Forever, and I mean, again, just all the Bond covers.
Yeah.
But it's a toss-up for me because I do love Diamonds Are Forever, but man, that is about spot on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it gets much better than that. I don't know. It screams everything about that era and Bond movies and just whatever. I mean, even though it's a Bond movie, not a Bond movie, whatever. But anywho, I don't know. It's so good. It's just so pretty.
No, I like the classic layout and how they put the typography on one side of the
Yeah.
image
Yeah.
of the female.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
that's
don't
really
get a lot of that anymore.
No. That graphic quality is just so gorgeous. And Dusty Springfield and Herb Alpert, and it's just so great. Peter Sellers is in that
Yep.
one. And of course, Burt Bacharach, can't forget him. But we were so thrilled to find this one too. It was just in really good condition, I have to say. So it was extra special. But I think anytime we think of a really beautiful album cover we could just sit out and look at all the time, this is like top of the list.
I almost thought it was a reissue when you pulled it out. That is
Yeah.
key. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really nice condition.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah, we were really pleased. And the record store we ended up buying it from, it's been a little over a year or so now since we ran into it. And I remember he was like, I don't know if we should get it. I'm like, I think we looked past it once and didn't get it. And it was like, buyer's remorse. I'm like, if that Casino Royale is there, we are buying that record. It wasn't even expensive. I mean, but it's so pretty. Like, I just love it.
No, it's a good one. It's not like a classic rock album that everybody's after where they'll charge you like $200, $300 now.
No, oh my God. They could have charged us a heck of a lot more, not to give anybody any ideas. I mean, keep it low.
Yeah.
But man, it's just, everything about it is just so good. So that's my choice.
It's nice.
It's a
All
great
right,
one.
Tobias.
Yeah, so mine, I actually shown this once on my channel, but it's such a great cover, so I couldn't stay away from it.
Ah, yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a Spielberg film, Tintin, or Tintin, as he called in France. The Secret of a Unicorn, and all of these rainbow colors that you can see reflecting it, it's actually embedded in the sleeve itself. And
That's
I love the illustration
cool.
of Tintin and Milou standing on the docks in the mist. And it's the same on the back. I do
It's
believe,
cool.
because it's a gatefold. Yeah, the whole gatefold is.
It's
Ooh,
pretty.
that's really cool.
It is a really pretty one. And a good soundtrack as well from John Williams, of course.
Just
We didn't know we were doing a John Williams show.
yeah, right.
But that one is cool. I love, they take that effect and it correlates with the movie, and it's just
Yeah.
really neat. That's where like doing modern movie, even some of the reissues and things that come out, like we have so many opportunities to take it to the next level. And so it's really awesome. I like to see it like stepped up a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for mine, I have mixed feelings about this company, but I do like some of the things they do. And this is 2001.
Yeah.
This is the Mondo version. So Mondo out of Austin will do unique album covers. Now their audio quality sometimes is not the greatest. But they did a really good job on this, and I have several Mondos, and they you got to get on them early, otherwise they just don't do them again, and people will pay $300-$400 for a Mondo version. I do like the music from 2001, and the vinyl is very appropriate.
Oh wow.
Between the final sequence of the film, and they kind of did a HAL 2000 effect with the first
Nice.
album. Yeah.
I agree with you when it comes to Mondo. I have quite a lot of Mondo releases as well, and they sit on such a treasure trove of scores, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the pressings are crap.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. I think I have an Alien one. I think that's from Mondo as well.
Yeah, I have Aliens on
Yeah.
Mondo, and
It's not a great pressing at all.
no. Yep.
But I love that cover on the 2001. I haven't seen that one before, and especially the vinyl records. It's
They're cool.
All right. Next question. Soundtrack that features one of your favorite actors. Tab.
So for this one, I mean, it's kind of hard to say that he was a favorite actor because unfortunately his life was cut extremely short. But I felt like in this movie, this was the movie that was not only going to break him through, but was going to be his incredible vehicle, and that's Brandon Lee's The Crow.
yeah.
This movie was a really fantastic marriage of using that rock music sound to tell the story, and it really introduced the world to the idea of the Crow, and what could have been an incredible franchise had they continued to get good writers for it. I know there's been talk of a remake, and honestly, I think that's very disrespectful to not just the memory of Brandon Lee, but also the performances of this film. This film was just absolutely stunning, and it's an incredible soundtrack. I mean, Cure, Stone Temple Pilots, Rage Against the Machine, Nine Inch Nails, Rollins Band, Helmet, Pantera, My Life with a Thrill Kill Cult. I mean, it really just spans the gambit of 90s stuff. And it's an incredible soundtrack. I could have probably used it for a couple different ones, but this performance from Brandon Lee was just amazing. And every time I watch it, I'm just in awe of what he did with the character.
Yeah.
One of my
I love that
favorite
soundtrack too, Tom.
Yep. That's a good one.
All right, Jen.
All right. So this one, and I'm glad we didn't, we could have doubled up on a record here. Oh, we didn't. Tim Curry. And I love the movie Legend. I don't know if I'm in a minority on that one, but I do. And Tim Curry as the devil is like, I don't know. It's like my dream. I think it's the most beautiful, amazing thing in the whole wide world, and I can't get enough of it. And it is like his perfect role to me. And I would take him to prom. Like, I love him. Like, this is so good.
You had me worried. I thought you were going to say Tom Cruise.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't say that I share a love affair of that movie, but Tim Curry makes me want to watch that movie again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is the driving force of that movie.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
The special effects, the visuals, the makeup, artistry to it, all are interesting and weird in their own way. The fact that Tom Cruise is in it, and it's like the least talked about Tom Cruise role probably ever. I mean, the characters are weird. They did voiceovers over the top of the actors. I mean, I feel like Mia Sara was kind of in it, and then between that and Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple other things I could think of, but I never think about that stuff. Like, that's the extra stuff. I just want that. That's what I want right there.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. He's so amazing. And I watched all the videos on how they make, the sculpts and the makeup but his performance, like, you know how some actors, they perform and you're like, oh, that's Brad Pitt being whatever. Like, I never feel like Tim Curry is Tim Curry, if that makes sense. Like, is what he becomes. He becomes something more, and he puts on all that makeup, and he delivers those lines, and it's so good. And the music is just weird, and it's got a Brian Ferry song on it. So perfect.
Your favorite vocalist?
Yeah.
I mean, hello. But it is just it's kind of a beautifully made, magical, weird movie. And I just love it. But that is like, man, I just, if he just played that character in every movie, like even in Clue, I'd have liked Clue a hell of a lot better.
I don't have a problem with Clue. I love Clue. But I will agree, Tim Curry, to me, it's like, if he's in a movie, just tell me from the get-go he's in it, and I'm there.
I mean, Tangerine Dream. I mean, my goodness.
No, this soundtrack is fantastic. And the Brian Ferry song is wonderful too.
Yes. David Gilmour. David Gilmour's on that one too.
Is that a reissue or is that an original?
Oh, this is an original.
Because I know those have been climbing up. Every once in a while I'll see one and I'll be on the wall. And I'm like,
although I would buy a second one.
Yeah.
I mean, anything with that image on it. I've done a few paintings just of that one. I can't get enough of it. It's like, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I'm probably blushing just thinking about it.
All right, Tobias.
Oh yeah, favorite actor. One of my favorite actors is De Niro, and I choose to represent it here with Taxi Driver because it's an excellent score as well, of course, by once again Bernard Herrmann.
Yeah.
This is a reissue, so it should contain the real music by Bernard Herrmann, because when it was released back in the day, it was rearranged, and the score that you could pick up wasn't really Bernard Herrmann's. I think they added strings to it, and Bernard Herrmann's idea behind it was to have brass instruments, really, only.
I think that was one of his last soundtracks, too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And very fittingly, it comes on yellow vinyl.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
But a great one, and I love Robert De Niro in so many great iconic roles. Once Upon a Time in America is another one. I could have chosen that one. Ennio Morricone, of course. So, but yeah, Bernard Herrmann's Taxi Driver.
That's a good one.
Fantastic
And you know,
film.
when you guys were talking about the Warriors earlier, and I was thinking of that genre, like Taxi Driver popped in my head. I think that is like a perfect movie of its time.
Absolutely, and so many great themes by Herrmann on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be kind of going off the beaten path with this one. And actually, I was trying to get this at like a couple weeks. I actually put an order in for it a couple of weeks before we did our 12-inch single one, because it was a 12-inch. It is a 12-inch single. I actually have another soundtrack with a film featuring this actor. And this is Jean Dujardin. And this this is from a movie called Bryce from Nice. So I'm a little bit of a film snob, but when it comes to slapstick comedy, I kind of throw things out the window. Now, Bryce from Nice is about a wannabe surfer who loves the movie Point Break, and he's from Nice, which has no waves whatsoever, and so he goes out into the waveless sea and tries to surf. He's a complete moron that lives off of his dad. And his dad gets in with gangsters, and he can't make any money of his own, and it kind of goes off on that tangent. And so it's kind of like a long running sketch comedy. I love it. I actually think he is a really, really good actor. And so if you guys don't recognize the name, he was in the movie The Artist, which was an Academy Award winner. He was also in Monuments Men, but he's done multiple. He's huge in France. He's done serious films. He does mostly comedy, but his serious films, he really is a good actor. And this is a wonderful track. So you got to see the movie, but this is a riff off of George Benson theme. And I can't remember the name of the song from the life of me. I'd hum it, but I'd be embarrassed. Anyways, he takes the theme of this George Benson tune and he raps over it.
Okay.
And he makes it a little more up tempo, and it's just hilarious. It's all in French, but it's worth streaming if you can find it. And they did a sequel to it, and it's Bryce from Nice Part 3. They didn't do a Part 2.
That's brilliant. Jean Dujardin. It's a really good actor. I agree. And I have to point out something here. I know you're all from the US, but someone's going to point it out in the comments otherwise. It's Nice.
Yes. Yeah. So it's funny because if you listen to this, yes, it is Nice. If you listen to the song, he says it both ways. He says
nice.
Bryce from Nice, de Nice, and he will also say Brice de Nice.
De Nice.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, I was just, it wasn't to really correct you, but I could just...
No, you're absolutely right, because I do have some friends over in France, and I'm actually amazed that got to me, because France shut down shipping to the United States completely because of tariffs. But somehow that one made it through.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I never heard of that one before, but I'm really intrigued now, so I'm going to listen to that one for sure.
Just set the bar a little bit lower. I mean,
I will.
It's not Academy Award winning material. You got to take it for what it is. I mean, it has some really silly moments in it, but he is just hilarious in the movie.
Yeah, but I can imagine he can pull it off if someone can. It's Jordan. Sugar.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Although, I mean, I love a good I love comedies. I love comedies. The weirder, the crazier, the better. But yet, still, you don't listen to musicals? Like, I don't understand.
I know. Sorry. I'm weird like that, and that's why I'm really, if I can find the time to do it, I do want to do the 2026 vinyl tag. And
Yeah.
Tim, Tobias, I'd love to see you guys do it too.
Yes, yes. No,
I'm
I will
working
say,
on it.
I don't always like musical theater. I'm just razzing yeah, but there are a few that are worth it. But yeah,
You can razz me because I have my uniqueness.
that's
I'm
right.
just glad that when he said he had a thing for slapstick physical comedy, he didn't say Yahoo Serious.
Oh no, the bar is too low there. I mean, this one is just maybe incrementally higher, but
Probably.
I'm sorry. I
will
like
say
Jean
I've seen
Dujardin.
more than one Yahoo Serious film on a long evening drinking binge. So
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the movie he did? You see Young Einstein or something like that?
yeah, there's like, and the funny thing is, if you've seen one movie, you've seen everything.
Yeah.
Just change the color.
Yeah, I can
The
imagine.
exact same jokes.
Yeah. No, I will take Jordan any day over that. So,
I'm really intrigued by this, though.
Jean Dujardin is just a far better actor, and he's a better comic than
Yeah.
seriously.
yeah, he's got great timing.
Okay, next question. Similar theme. Show a soundtrack with featuring your favorite actress.
So this one, it's an ensemble, so I could have answered it for like, I don't know, 9 different people that were in the film. But the one that comes out for me, and I even thought she gave a stellar performance in this movie. It was a comedy. It was kind of scary and thriller. It was sci-fi. Well, Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It really was kind of one of my first, introductions to her. And I thought that, wow, she really played a dramatic role in a slapstick-ish kind of Stooges feeling ghostbusting movie. And then, Alien and Aliens and stuff like that. I got to learn more. And it's just like, wow, she's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep, good choice. She was my backup.
I'm actually shocked that outside of Star Wars so far, and we still got a few prompts to go, there hasn't been a lot of crossover.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is true.
Well, I'm pretty sure you guys aren't going to pick the one I'm going to show next. And again, I looked at all my records and I picked the actress that I like the most, and in some of the other roles that she's in, and that would be Michelle Pfeiffer in Big Grease 2. Because I know you don't like a musical, but honey, I can sing every lyric to this album.
I forgive you, Jen.
But she wants a cool writer, like I love the Grease records, but Grease 2 actually is probably my favorite over Grease 1. And it's just, I don't know, but I love this record, and I love the fact that she's singing. I forget the other one she did with the brothers there, where she sang. It was a lot more serious role though.
Fabulous Baker Boys.
Yes, thank you. But I think this was kind of one of her first big films, right?
Yeah, it was.
So yeah.
Yeah, and it's just but that her cool writer song, and I don't know, I love I can sing every. We used to set all of our Barbie dolls up. We play every scene. Like, this is great. I could sing. You wouldn't want to hear me sing, I'm telling you, but before there was Who's That Girl, there was Who's That Guy.
You know what? I think that if we get 1,000 likes on one of our channels from this, you need to do a reenactment of this, because I want to see this so bad.
There's a few I would sing start to finish, and this would be it. I may make my musical debut.
Yeah,
Opening and
say I know any of the songs from that movie. I know songs from Grease 1.
Right.
Yeah, well, they definitely were not vehicles for for anything. I mean, you do have, oh my gosh, I'm going to totally forget. Lorna Luft, which is Liza Minnelli's sister, is in this.
Yes.
You know, there's a couple of characters that come back from the original, like Dodie Goodman, Sid Caesar, Eve Arnett, and, you know, like all those guys, they come back. But it's just, it's a lot more risque because, you know, they're in the 60s and, but instead of a car, it's a motorcycle. You know, she is the Danny to his Sandy, you know, and this is Sandy's cousin. He comes from Australia to stay. And
Wow.
yeah, I know. You haven't seen it, Tobias?
No, I never seen it. I know it existed, but I forgot about it, or it was erased from my mind. I don't
Well,
know.
you should remember it because it's great.
Yeah,
It is campy, though. I mean, it's just really, really cool.
Yeah, of
It is
course.
campy.
yeah. But I need to check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a song called Girl for All Seasons. And yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a couple of scenes in this movie that if you watch it enough, you know, people will pick things apart and like recite lines and things that happen. And it's funny when someone's a Grease 2 fan, I know, because they'll say things.
Yeah,
But yeah, Cool Rider's my favorite. Yeah.
that was certainly a surprise. I don't think we're going to have a
See?
crossover.
Nope.
All of you guys would have picked that one.
Tobias.
Yeah, so what do I have? I'm sticking with my scores. Okay. So this is Rosemary's Baby, and it's Mia Farrow, of course. One of my favorite actresses, and this is a great movie as well. You can say what you want about Polanski himself, but I'll put that aside and say he did a brilliant job on this one. And the score, the acting, everything, from a novel by Ira Levin or Ira Levin. Great novel as well. So, and this is a Waxwork release that was released some years ago. A really nice one, a good pressing. Waxwork usually does a great job with
Yeah, they do.
what they have, and yeah, that's Rosemary's Baby. And the score itself is, of course, Krzysztof Komeda, or Krzysztof Komeda, as he was called. He was a Polish composer. Did most of the scores for Polanski's movies, and this is probably his standout ones, with Mia Farrow humming the main theme, of course, for Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Very eerie, but good one. And Mia Farrow does a great job.
Yep. I agree. It's a good one. I need to watch that one again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine has kind of followed a similar path to Tobias here.
So yeah,
I am a big fan of Rebecca Ferguson, Swedish actress, who I think she lives in London or the UK now.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the Dune soundtrack. And I had to correct myself because I didn't think I had anything from Hans Zimmer in the ones that I grabbed, but this is it. So this is a Hans Zimmer score. And I want to say that this is another Mondo edition. And I think Mondo's the only one that put it out. But, they got
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then there she is.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think she's great, acts with a lot of depth. But I'm enjoying her in Silo, which is something that waiting for the next part to come out.
Yeah. No, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
And speaking of the score itself, how is the quality of that one then?
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
So I like Dune because of what Hans Zimmer did with a lot of the percussion. So it's very drum and drone oriented, and the pressing isn't so bad. I mean, it's Mondo. It's not perfect, but I love Zimmer's work on this one.
Yeah, no, it's really good. A good soundtrack.
Yep.
pretty.
All right, this one will be interesting because I kind of think I have it set, but we'll see how far off I am. Okay, show me a soundtrack from your favorite genre of film.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is definitely one of my favorites. And I was fearful that this one was going to be repeated, and it has. Um, Growing up, I had a love affair of, like the Saturday morning Hong Kong action theater. And then when you hear, hey, did you know that that's very akin to the old samurai movies and spaghetti Western? So I checked those out, and I fell in love with spaghetti Western. So
Wow.
I had to show this one, the good, the bad, the ugly. There's just something amazing about the way these were all shot and produced and things like that. It it created a love affair of westerns for me. More specifically, the spaghetti western, but I can still watch a good western from like the 50s and stuff like that. Even like shows like Bonanza, I have to watch them. So I absolutely love them. So yes, it's a repeat, but it's worthy of you mentioning just how well the music goes.
That's the ultimate achievement for that genre,
Yes,
in my opinion.
But you know what? It's more than that. I remember when people would, when with home movies coming home and they were putting the 4:3 ratio, and it was, oh well, why would you want to watch it in widescreen where the bars are at the top and bottom? Like, go watch the last part of that movie. And pan and scan, it does not make sense.
No, you're absolutely right. That takes away from the director's intent.
Right. And it just was like why I was adamant as a film fan that said, if you're not going to watch it in the original aspect, don't bother.
Yeah.
No, especially with those ones. It's such a wide scope on that one as well.
Yeah.
It's even wider than a CinemaScope. So
Yeah, and
I think it was one of the ones that were or at least early on adapted the 2.35 to 1 ratio.
yeah.
It was beyond the 1.6, and it was like you said, to your point. Yeah, the actors or the things were in the center of the screen, but they really wanted you to immerse in that feel of the openness of the world.
Yeah. I agree. Totally.
yeah, and he shot either extremely close up or extremely wide. There was no real in between. It was
Correct.
just, I'm going to do an extreme close up or extremely wide, and the wide just totally loses you when they did the 4:3 scan.
Yeah, it's always. Of course, the good news is when you grew up watching it incorrectly, then when you finally do watch it, it's like a whole new movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I love that one too. That's a very good one.
Yeah.
So I do have a ton of favorites. Probably the one I chose is the reoccurring theme. I will say classic horror, but I don't have anything that would really show. But I would say sci-fi fantasy, and I think some classic horror could go into that. So Close Encounters would be my choice for that one. Thank you. But this is
okay. So I gotta say it up front. So Tim, you surprised me, and Jen, now you surprised me. I was expecting something horror related, but nope, you got me.
and I don't. Well, I have something probably that'll piggyback onto that later that might make sense. Maybe why. But I do think this style of movie over and over and over again. And like I said, some horror movies are kind of sci-fi fantasy movies to some degree, but this one though, the music always you could listen to that music and it told a story even without having to hear anything else happen. So, but again, just super perfect, super fun. Just, I don't know. I always just love that one, but I thought that was a good representation of that genre.
Another John Williams classic.
I know.
Absolutely. And the way he played with the theme, I mean, when they figured out how to communicate, it was, obviously as music fans, it's going to gravitate to us that part a little bit more, but it was just the idea that he played with this 5-note motif and just ran with it is incredible.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you don't have to have a whole lot of extra crazy stuff to make it work.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I will say I think they're reissuing, I'm sure they've always done reissues of these. I think they are reissuing Lord of the Rings. And I would say Howard Shore is pretty high up there for a sci-fi fantasy. But man, yeah, I think between him and John Williams, like you just can't.
Yeah.
People might think we're biased around here. They're going to call us the biased bunch. They're not going to call us
All right, Tobias.
Okay, I'll weigh up this with a horror soundtrack.
There you go.
The Boogeyman is coming to get you. This is a trashy 80s movie directed by Uli Lomel. Not much to write home about, but I thoroughly enjoyed this one when I was a teen, watching it for the first time. But the soundtrack to this one is quite exceptional. As you can see, it's done by Synthé Soundtracks. They were kind of music consultants back in the day.
Like library music?
Yeah, kind of, but they made their own music. So if you paid them some money and say, in this case, Uli Lomel said, I have a new trashy movie out and I need a soundtrack, they did it. And I remember back in the day, in the 80s, when I saw this for the first time, I was so amazed by the soundtrack because it's very experimental, minimal, synth kind of sound. Yeah. And finally, it was released some years ago on OWS. I never heard of that label before, but it's a great pressing and it's a complete soundtrack for this movie. And it's quite exceptional. And Synthé soundtracks was Tim Krog, John Bartlett, and Ed Cristiano. So it's 3 guys who did all of this work on this one. And it's quite eerie music, and you don't need to have watched the movie, really. You can visualize something yourself being in a haunted house or whatever. It's quite a radical take on a horror soundtrack. I would say more interesting than anything that John Carpenter has done. And I love John Carpenter's soundtracks. Yeah.
I
Check
mean, I've
out
heard of
the soundtrack.
Boogeyman. I just haven't. I never really gave much attention to the music that way.
So it's stunning things. John Carradine is in this one. I think it's a notable name, really, but great soundtrack.
All right. So for me, it is Japanese Chanbara or samurai films. This is the soundtrack to Ran by Toru Takematsu. I'm a big fan of samurai films. I'm a big fan of Akira Kurosawa. What's interesting, and Jen, you just did your video on Godzilla.
Yeah.
The Japanese, it wasn't until the 1980s where they started like putting out soundtracks with their films, but like I'm a big fan of the scores from the 60s. So like one of my favorite Japanese composers is Masura Sato, and they had one of the soundtracks issued here in America, but never in Japan. And then it wasn't until the 90s where the Japanese had interest in their own movies, so they started to go back and collect the scores, and they got that CD. But Godzilla was the same way. Godzilla never got an official release in Japan until much, much later.
Oh.
Did you see the records I showed that I just acquired? Most of those, and they were all 80s, like early. Yeah,
but this, sure. If you have not seen Ron, it is. It's like the good, the bad, and the ugly, but for samurai. It's fairly lengthy in scope, but the amount of effort that went into the production is the same. I mean, they built a castle on Mount Fuji and they set the thing on fire.
Wow.
Yeah. And the score absolutely pairs well with the soundtrack. Again, with Akira Kurosawa, I have entire books on him.
Mhm.
And but Kurosawa has said that Ran was his out of all of his works, Ran was his favorite.
Yeah. Have we
I
come
love
full
this
circle
movie.
here now, Paul? Because I think George Lucas was involved in Run as well.
Yeah. So George Lucas, Kurosawa had this rough patch because he made this film called Do Des Decadent, which was his first color movie, but it epically failed and it was an embarrassment. And so he actually tried to commit suicide after the movie. He was unsuccessful. He stopped making movies. He went over to Russia. He made a movie in Russia called Der Suicala. But George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were such big fans. They backed two of his films, so the Kagemusha and Ron. So they were producers on both of these films.
I love that genre of movie too.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Next question. Show a soundtrack where you also have a physical copy of the film.
So if I were to say 4 words, the first rule of
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Yes.
So there is my original DVD copy and my Blu-ray copy, and just this week reissued, finally again on wax,
Nice.
is the Rhino Start Your Ear Off Right Dust Brothers soundtrack. I spun this morning and it sounds fantastic. Press very quiet. I like the fact that Rhino is doing these. There's no doubt in my mind this is digitally sourced, but it sounds fantastic. The Dust Brothers really just give you an incredible mix of music on this. This is what cinema should be about. It was equal parts performance, incredible script, very creative and dark subject matter that keeps you guessing, and then the music was as equally as a compliment. I'm so absolutely happy to have this on wax finally. And if anybody has not seen this movie, what are you waiting for? It is so good.
I'm happy to know that Rhino reissued that. I didn't know Mondo that's had a version out there, and it's like $200-$300, and it doesn't even sound that great.
If you see and if you get it new, the jacket is 100% sealed. You have to destroy the jacket to get to the records.
Yeah.
Now people like to cut it and stuff like that, but I'm like, if that isn't so on the nose, Tyler but I love this, and I mean it's under $40, and it's obvious. It's the Dust Brothers, they were sampling, they were digital anyway, so it's super quiet. Sounded fantastic. If this is something it's in your wheelhouse, highly recommend getting it. I can't imagine this is going to be around for a long time.
No, that's a good one. I didn't know it was reissued either, so I'm probably going to pick that one up. I love that soundtrack. Remember seeing the movie, and of course, with some movies, the soundtrack stands out as well. But on that one, it really, really stood out. And when I discovered it was Dust Brothers as well, with the connection with Beastie Boys and all that.
Right.
Wow.
And to that end, it's not like we have a plethora of releases from the Dust Brothers. They did more production than they did their own creative music. So when I saw that it was getting reissued, I was like, FOMO has grabbed me by everything.
Exactly.
And I had to have it. Even more so than some of the Rush or Coltrane that was announced for the Start Your Ear Off Right campaign.
Yeah.
This was like, I was ordering it Saturday to pick up at store because I was afraid to drive down. And I was like clicking on it didn't even have the order button on my phone app. It was like I was clicking where it should have been and it let me add it to the cart. I was going crazy to make sure I had it.
Yeah. No, I understand that. And for the faint of heart, if you don't want to go the route through Fight Club or Paul's Boutique, you can pick up a Hanson album and listen to Mbop.
Yes, absolutely true. But you know what? I'll give those two credit. They have such an ear.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
Good
Right,
one.
Jen?
All right. So this next one, I didn't bring the copy of the movie with me, so I'm sorry, but I do have a copy.
All right. We trust you.
And I picked King Kong,
Yes.
the 76 King Kong. It actually is my favorite King Kong film. It is oh my God. Actually, I could have chose this. I think Jessica Lange in this is super awesome. This particular copy came with, of course, there's the label for the record, but just black wax. But this one was cool because it came with a fold out poster.
Oh,
So you
that's
get
nice.
Oh, nice.
And a few years ago, I came across the the big double poster that is this scene. I'm still trying to figure out how to frame it to put it up. Like it's huge. It's like 7 feet by 2 feet or something like that.
Wow.
Some guy went into a house and they had a whole box of them. They'd never been opened. And I think I should have bought 2. Yeah, if I talk about buyer's remorse, I should have bought the whole case. But anyway, but this is a John Barry. So I love John Barry. This movie is super. I talk about an emotional movie. I could have even chosen this for that particular category, but my favorite makeup artist is Rick Baker. He does the suit for this. He's the suit actor for this. It is just everything about this movie. I absolutely love it. I cry like a baby when he dies at the. Yeah. But it is my favorite King Kong movie ever. I mean, I love and appreciate the originals, but there's just nothing like this one. I still even have my Viewmaster set. It's so great. It's just so great. So that's my pick. So many to choose from, but that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a monster movie, at least. It's kind of.
It just wouldn't be you. I would have been very disappointed if you did not show a monster film.
I may have something else up my sleeve, maybe.
All right. All right, Tobias.
Hey, so another favorite genre of mine is sci-fi, so I'll go with this one. A lot of Mondo releases here. This is another one. It's not stellar, but it does contain most of the cues, if not all of them, that wasn't on previous editions. I have this still on CD, but it's missing a lot of cues. So when this one was released, I was like, I just need to get it. But it's a nice presentation there, and if you ever see Planet of the Apes, you know where.
And that's the original one, right?
Yeah, this is the
Charlton Heston
1967 one. So, yeah.
Nice.
Planet of the Apes. And
great
great one.
Great movie.
Another great ape suit.
Yes.
Great ape suits as well, yeah. And
So good.
I thoroughly enjoyed the second one as well, which rounded off Planet of the Apes, really, but then they just continued and it became silly in the end. But I still enjoy it. And just to show you, I have Planet of the Apes. It's all of the movies in one box set. So,
wow.
I had other iterations throughout the years on VHS and DVD, but it's Blu-ray nowadays. So,
Yep.
Yeah, that first movie, can't really beat it. And I just remember, I mean, I think the music really drove that story too. That was another one. You had to have that sound or it just would have been.
Correct.
Yeah, and Gary Goldsmith as well. He was never afraid of experimenting on any soundtrack that he did. I have another excellent one back behind here, Logan's Run.
Logan's Run, yeah.
Perfectly. But this one, I mean, I never heard a soundtrack like that in my life, never since or before. It's absolutely unique, the way he blends different unique instruments on this one. Great one. Sorely missed.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I have a tie back to one of my previous questions. And this is Brian Eno with Apollo Atmosphere and Soundtracks. Um, I've had quite the history with this particular score, and it is a score. I purchased it on CD, I think in the 80s, and it just did not. I bought it because of the cover. I'm young, I'm into space stuff, and the moon, it must sound cool. It didn't resonate with me. And it didn't resonate with me until I saw the film For All Mankind, which is the soundtrack to this particular movie. And to me, this is probably the best documentary on the Apollo era out there. So I've seen more Apollo documentaries than anyone should rightfully see. I will say hands down that, this one that came out in the 70s, and this came out by Criterion, it's probably the best version. But it wasn't until I saw the movie in full, and it forced me to revisit this particular soundtrack. And the song Deep Blue Day is featured in the movie Trainspotting when he goes into the toilet to get his drug.
I agree with you. I also discovered that one after seeing For All Mankind. Absolutely stunning movie.
Yep.
And the soundtrack, I think you need to see the movie to really appreciate the soundtrack.
Right.
So I'm with you.
Yeah, sometimes you need that visual reference to pair with the music. Otherwise, it's like you don't have a frame of reference.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the interesting question. So this second to last question. This soundtrack is unique to me, and I'm guessing none of the other members have it. And you're going to tell us why you think the rest of our vinyl bunch should watch it. So, Tim.
So, if anyone's watched anything of me, you've heard me talk about this one, but I don't think a lot of people were aware of this documentary, which ultimately led to a soundtrack as well. And that's the documentary, The Man from Mowax. So the genius behind the Mowax era, James Novell, was a true visionary in the A&R idea of music, art, all blending as one. And he created this label Mowax, which ultimately led to him signing DJ Shadow and creating Uncle, and just this whole scope of art that went with the releases of these very experimental trip hop and hip hop songs that Mowax was putting out. So like this would have been indicative of the visual where he would hire an artist and say, I give you no direction, you have carte blanche, create something. And ultimately his ambition and his vision didn't mesh with Shadows, who was probably the vehicle that catapulted him to fame because of his brash approach for their project Uncle. But Uncle continued on, and it was a revolving cavalcade of producers and musicians. And it really is a fantastic look at James Novell and where he was and his problems, and obviously drugs that were a part of it as well, but also his redemption. So it's a great doc. Soundtrack, I mean, obviously you have DJ Shadow, but you've also got Dr. Octagon, and you've got stuff from Uncle. You've even got Queens of the Stone Age up here from some of the work that they did with Uncle later on. So it's a fantastic documentary, and I think it really catapults what was going on in England and the London underground movement around the trip hop scene.
That's cool. I love documentaries, but I don't think I've ever seen that one before.
It didn't get a lot of press here in the States because Moax and obviously a lot of those artists aren't just as big or familiar. I actually to find it and I'll tell it myself. I used the internet and its nefarious means to see it, but I can't even get a physical copy of the movie here in the States. I have to go abroad.
So Tim, didn't you feature that in a previous video? I seem to recall you had it.
I showed it at some point, whether or not it was a pickup or just something in general. But it's honestly for you, knowing how well you listen to the 90s trip hop scene or whatever, you would absolutely love the doc.
And I love DJ Shadow and Uncle. So I'm gonna check it out.
But it really, he had no filter. He had no preconception of the word no. So him calling up the Beastie Boys to work on that first Uncle album, like Mike, calling up Mike D, it was simply as, well, give me his number. And I'll just call him. He would just approach people and go, I had this crazy idea. And people would fall in love with him, even though his business might not have been tidy. It was him. He was so charismatic, they couldn't help but fall in love with him.
Cool.
I'm going to check it out, see if I can find a copy.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So when I was looking at the question, I kept thinking I was thinking more in terms of maybe a soundtrack that you guys maybe wouldn't have.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But I also kind of think this is a movie that if you didn't, in full disclosure, I saw it because one of the stars of the movie was in a band that I love. So, and that was Brimstone and Treacle, which is Sting. And it came out this one came out in 1979, I think. Mm-hmm. And it came out as a movie, but it had originally been a movie for the BBC. But it was so scandalous and people thought it was so racy or whatever and forbidden that they nixed it. And then they ended up making a movie eventually. And that's how the story gets told. What I love about the soundtrack, though, is you have the original music, but Sting, the Police, Squeeze, the Go-Go's are all on this soundtrack. The song that I love the most, though, by the Police is one called Burn For You, which forever was only available on this soundtrack. But it had been a song that he wrote. The Police did not record it. They gave it to another band who did record it, which now their name eludes me. I'll have to send it to you guys to find, because there is videos out there of this group singing it. And then they went back and recorded it for Ghost in the Machine, but it never made it onto Ghost in the Machine. And now they finally put it on a Synchronicity reboot in 2024, the original version. I take that back. They did a reboot of Ghost in the Machine, but it's not this version. And this, to me, is the best version of that song. So, but you get narration from Sting, and it's about a couple who have a disabled daughter who bring this man into their home to help her. He's like the devil, basically, kind of like a deal with the devil kind of a thing. So, it's kind of crazy odd, but the music was great. And as a Police fan, I was compelled to watch it. As a Police fan, I wanted it. And when I heard that song, it just blew me away. So it is by far my favorite. It's really one of my favorite Police songs ever. So there we go. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So I Burn For You.
Well, just given some of the bands, I'm very curious now. I mean,
well, considering the subject matter, and then we got the beat, but it seems like there's other Sting, Sting on his own is credited. Mm-hmm. But the Police do a Kind of Loving, I Burn For You, and How Stupid Mr. Bates. But there's several other just Sting songs on there. But and Squeeze is Up the Junction is the Squeeze song. So it's just kind of crazy, but you can pick this soundtrack up actually very inexpensively most of the time.
Most people don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, because well, when you're flipping through a band, you'll see this. You never see the bottom, which tells you
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing this and thinking, I need to go get the Police album that song is on. And there
Yeah.
wasn't a Police album that the song was on. And I was just
Wow.
like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But it's a beautiful song. It's, oh my gosh, so emotional, but great song.
And didn't
Have you
Sting
guys
it?
have
I actually had that on cassette many moons ago because
Yeah.
again it was, hey, the police are on this soundtrack, and I never had seen the movie, but I bought it and I was like, oh my God, these songs are great.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like you said, there was originally like a B-side for Synchronicity, which, like you said, it definitely was different. But the song had at that point taken off a light of almost like a cult following of his own. Because if I remember correctly, Sting did that on his solo live album, Bring On the Night. And I remember, like, I can't believe he's doing this song. Like wow, of all the things that he could have done, they really went deep in for that live album. And it's so different than a lot of the other stuff they did.
It's just I don't know, it's just such a good song. And I'm such a Police fan, and Stuart Copeland is like, I'm like the drummer. That's like my favorite member of the Police. But Sting's voice and the lyrics and the way that song goes, and he could just sing it the way it is. It's the inflection and tone in his voice, though, and how this particular version is sung is what makes it so good. And the other versions, I think once you hear this one, they don't hold up. But if you look up the Police, and they have that Synchronicity reissue is out, it's white. It's on there. So you can actually, if you can't, sometimes you can't find this version on like Spotify, or it just kind of comes and goes. But I think it's on that Police one. So so good. So good. One of my favorite Cure songs is Burn, and that was on The Crow. And that was I think that was a readily available. I guess I have a lot of songs with the word burn in them that I like.
Let's say about you.
I know.
All right, Tobias.
Okay, for this one, I had a couple of records I could choose from, but in the end, I went for this 10-inch, which is called The Stone Tape. So this is a BBC TV movie that was released in the 70s, and can't remember which. It doesn't matter. I should have taken a note on that one, but it's The Stone Tape, and as we can see down here, it's Desmond Briscoe, if you can see it. Well, there we go. Who did this one? He was part of a radiophonic workshop at BBC, where Delia Derbyshire as well came out of, and they did the soundtrack for The Stone Tape, a highly experimental soundtrack for this TV movie. The Stone Tape refers to this theory that stone can retain voices, or voices from the past, really.
Interesting.
It's an interesting theory, which I don't think it's really logical, but interesting. And they did a movie out of it, which is quite eerie and quite spooky still today. I have it on Blu-ray nowadays, actually. And this particular 10-inch came out on Record Store Day 2019, it says here. So that's when I picked it up, and it does contain all the cues from that show. It's a really interesting one, especially if you're interested in the radiophonic workshop at the BBC with, for example, Delia Derbyshire, where she was involved as well. Yeah.
That's cool. I've never heard of that before.
No, I thought so. So that's why I picked this one. And of course, it comes on beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's
love that. It's like my favorite color.
And there you got the waves. They do obtain some voices from the Stone Tapes. Yeah. So that's a good
cool.
one.
Very.
Well, I'm intrigued by that one.
All right. So I didn't really study my own question. I think I nailed the first part, but the second part, I don't know if I'm going to sell it on you. I don't know. I'm going to sell it on anyone, but I'm going to try. It's a romance. A
Ooh.
romance movie. We haven't seen a romance movie, eh?
No.
All right. So this is another Mondo, and this is In the Mood for Love.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is from the famous Hong Kong director Wong Kar-wai. Mondo actually did this one right, and it was kind of interesting because I don't know if they were trying to do a foray into the audio file, because it's 45 RPM cut. Now, this is such an interesting story because it's about two couples that move into an apartment in Hong Kong, and there is one couple where the husband and wife, wife from one, husband from the other, they strike up a relationship, and they find out that they really should have been soulmates. And they find out throughout the course of the movie, not to give too much away, that their spouses are actually having an affair. And so they decide to keep their relationship totally platonic. They never do anything, but it's that tension of wanting to be with someone so badly, but you are committed to your other relationship in life. So that's kind of what the movie is about. The opening track by Shigeru Umebayashi, it's kind of interesting because he's a Japanese composer doing a theme for essentially a Chinese movie. Umebayashi is just fantastic. The title track does so well at conveying that yearning of wanting someone so bad with its strings and violins that if you're not emotionally moved listening to that one piece, I'd be very surprised. When I first saw this over 2 decades ago, I immediately sought out the soundtrack. And so I was so happy to see it issued on vinyl that I had to pick it up. But I'm a big fan of the Japanese composer as well, Umebayashi, because they came out with a whole vinyl of all of his soundtracks. So he's done work for American films. He's done work for Chinese films. He is sort of like the Japanese version of John Williams. He's really sought out.
Thing.
So
I heard about.
Did I sell you on it? Huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard about this film before, but I never seen it. But I'm really intrigued about both seeing this one and listening to the soundtrack as well, because it conveys all these emotions that you talked about.
Yeah, so this
quite unique.
I want to say I didn't really do a good job explaining the soundtrack either, because the soundtrack has Nat King Cole. It has several tracks from Nat King Cole on it. It has an original score, and it even says original score.
Yeah, there you go.
By Michael Giasso. And then it has different Chinese pieces, Hong Kong pop music incorporated into it. And so it's just this wonderful, interesting blend.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah, if you're in the mood for a romance movie, I recommend that one.
In the mood.
That'd be great.
All right. We're down to the last question if people are still with us.
Yeah. I'm amazed.
So hopefully this one will be short. It's
watching.
Yeah, it's the soundtrack that's eluded us, that you're still on the hunt for, and you're going to buy it if you see it. Tim.
So let's keep with the romance, although it's probably not that great of a romance film. And then also bringing it full circle, it's also a John Hughes film. I have it on CD, but I think where this one kind of suffered a little bit was the movie wasn't as popular as the John Hughes films, and the soundtrack itself didn't have anybody or any song that really broke through the charts like his others did, and that's Some Kind of Wonderful.
I knew you were going to do one.
Nice choice.
It's a great soundtrack, but at the time, your biggest people were Flesh for Lulu and the Jesus and Mary Chain.
Yeah.
Everybody else was virtually an unknown or really didn't know who they were. The movie itself, not that bad. You know, it's the boy on the wrong side of the tracks who falls in love with the popular girl and has the best friend who's in love with him, but you know, it's the whole classic love triangle. I love the film. I love the style of it, but it really, you know, it didn't do as popular as some of the other John Hughes films. The soundtrack is fantastic. And it's still, like, even though we were moving into the late 80s, it still captured that new wave, or the new wave sound of the earlier 80s. And I thought it did a great job of some of the counterculture sounds of the time while still being somewhat relevant. And to me, I Go Crazy from Flesh for Lulu is an incredibly overlooked song that it's perfect. I love that soundtrack.
It's a good one.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
All right, Jen.
All right. So this one, I want a vinyl copy of it. I have a CD copy of it. They are very hard to find. I believe someone may say, what? But I think they're very hard to find. And that is for Bela Lugosi's Dracula. So Philip Glass scored Dracula, which never, ever had music. So if you watch the original Dracula, there is no score. There's no music. And then the Kronos Quartet does the music for it. And it is the most, like, I used to just play this in my car. Like, this is the most beautiful stuff. And so if you watch the movie without, and then you watch it with this, you can buy it. I think it was the 75th anniversary for Dracula, because they scored this one in 99, somewhere around there. And then they do like an anniversary edition that comes out on DVD, and it has both versions you can do it with and without the score. And it just changes everything about the film, just everything. It might be scarier without music because it's just that creepy silence. But man, he just, like, if I'd ever heard this and watched the movie at the same time, never thinking about it, like, I would have thought it was made just for that film when that film was made. So I am on the hunt. I've seen them online. They're not cheap. They didn't make a lot. But boy, oh boy, top of my list for sure. And that's, Paul, why sometimes some of the films I love, I don't have soundtracks for, because some of the movies, they didn't make music for it, or they would recycle music through all these different films, you know, and didn't have a lot that was truly unique or special to some of those films. So yeah, but that they just,
if it's done by Philip Glass, then yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah. I think around the time they released it, I think they even did some performances. You could see them.
Wow.
I mean, I can't even imagine getting to see that. But I mean, the CD was great, but it just has a little booklet and stuff for it. But man, I can't wait to get my hand, sink my teeth into that record. I want it.
That would be fun to see. So I will tell you, in Houston here, that the symphony is doing occasional pairings with movies.
That's cool.
Yeah, that would be one that would be fun to see. And it's funny because they're doing Blade Runner this month, but unfortunately, it's like in the middle of the week, and it for me, it's a little bit of a trek to get up to to see the performance. So it's not, but yeah.
The last time I went to anything like that, there was up in Lafayette. They have an original Wurlitzer organ from the theater, and they were doing a fundraiser for the organ society to help keep it going, just a whole thing. And they did Phantom of the Opera.
Cool.
So he came in and played the whole original, like the music that would have been played with the film. But you just think a lot of those movies, it was just not, you know, they just had just generic things they would probably do or recycle or repeat. But man, it's just a whole vibe to hear it live. And crazy good. But yeah, this is, if you've never heard Dracula, do yourself a favor. Philip Glass, Kronos Quartet. It is just so good. So
Nice. You have me sold.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Have
For
you ever
sure.
seen, I mean, everybody's seen the original Dracula, right?
You got me to watch it. And
Yeah,
I watched
okay,
The Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein, and 2 weeks ago I saw the Invisible Man, the original one.
I love that one. And you like them?
Yes,
Okay, good. I mean, that's the best part.
great.
Is that they're just so beautiful. And
Yeah.
but now that you've watched it, you know there's no sound, like no music
Right.
to it.
Yeah.
So if you can ever get a copy where you can play them together, and I think even when you rent it now, like through Prime or something, it might give you the option, but don't quote me on that. But I
Okay.
think there's some options out there to watch it with the soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah. So good. So good.
That's a good one.
All right, Tobias,
Okay.
which one are you looking for?
Yeah, so we're back to John Williams now, actually, and the Towering Inferno. There was a soundtrack released for that one when it was released, with a handful of cues and themes from John Williams himself, and Maureen McGovern, of course, who reprised a role in the Poseidon Adventure. She performed another tune in that one, which became popular. But many years ago, there was an expanded edition of that soundtrack released on CD, and that has been eluded me ever since. It's got most of the cues, if not all of them, from the Towering Inferno, and I love that soundtrack. It's a very 70s soundtrack by John Williams, but there are some lovely, lovely themes in it, and I would love to have that one.
That's a good one. I love that movie.
Even the
I'm gonna keep
original,
my eye out.
yeah, the original soundtrack has also eluded me. Actually, I never came across it here in the UK. Never. Of course, I could order it from Discogs probably for someone, but yeah, never seen it out and about really.
Well, I'm looking now.
Yeah, I'm looking for Dracula and some kind of
Yeah,
one.
right.
So good. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Irvin Allen managed to get two film companies to get together, and they produced the film. Was it Warner Brothers and Fox? I can't remember. Something like that.
Maybe.
All I
Yeah.
know is they put it on Saturday matinee. It was either like that or the Poseidon Adventure, and I didn't care. I was like, I was down for both.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes for a nice double feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They are very
Yeah.
well done, and I think they still holds up very well today, especially the Towering Inferno. Great stunt work, great miniature work, all of it.
Yeah, so good.
Good story. And Fred Astaire is in it.
Yeah, yep. It was so good. I'm a weird kid, guys. I think we used to play Towering. We'd act out Towering Inferno, cousin and I, and the Hindenburg.
Did you survive, Jen, the
No, I
Hindenburg?
always got killed. I was at the you get to like, but we'd all play like 5 or 6 different characters. I never played Ernest Borgnine, but we would always like grab how many characters, and somebody always got. I think we did have a Ronald McDonald doll. Do anybody remembers those creepy dolls? And he was always the villain.
Yeah. He should be.
Right.
So yeah, probably
Yeah.
TMI there, but you know.
Okay.
All right. So the one for me, so Tim, you've both you and I featured the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I'm sure you've seen A Fistful of Dollars, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the movie that it's based on?
Seven Samurai.
Which one? Seven Samurai?
No, that's the Magnificent Seven. But
Okay.
A Fistful of Dollars is based on the Akira Kurosawa film Yojimbo.
Jimbo, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And if there's an entry point to Akira Kurosawa, I don't recommend the Seven Samurai. I actually recommend Yojimbo because I think it's better executed than A Fistful of Dollars. And then, I mean, A Fistful of Dollars in it was remade multiple times, but Yojimbo is the basis of it. Yojimbo did get an American soundtrack, which was released in mono and stereo. in 1961.
Wow.
It is the only soundtrack release of that movie in vinyl format. I have a CD copy, which the Japanese later put out in the 2000s.
Right.
But I've been trying to find the American issue of it, and I actually have it in my Discogs want list, and everyone that comes up is in like good condition. And I mean, they sell for $200, $300, and I'm like, I'm not paying for a copy. You just can't play.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah. In fact, this is a scene right here from the movie Yojimbo. Yeah.
I watched that movie for the first time because I am a fan. Because it's Yojimbo. I'm a fan of a comic series called Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And so I was like, well, I gotta watch that now. Like,
Yeah.
so good. But I love that whole genre, and that is like an iconic picture. That kind of it just hits it all home. That's a good one.
Yep.
And sometimes the Godzilla convention I go to, they will sell all like soundtracks and different things for all genres of Japanese movies and different movies. And
so Jen, if I happen to go over there, I'm keeping I'm keeping an eye out for you.
I think that would be good. That would be good. And if you haven't read Usagi Yojimbo, I would highly recommend it.
Yep. I know Usagi Yojimbo quite well too.
So good. Yeah.
Great independent comic. Yep.
Yep. One of my absolute all-time favorites.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you made it, this is going to be like a 2-hour epic.
I was going to say, maybe we should put a disclaimer on it that says, look, this is the director's cut. Since we had the
I think so.
soundtrack, pop your popcorn. Maybe even put an intermission in the middle so that way they can.
Or don't watch it on my channel. Watch it on somebody else's channel. Or watch the first 5 minutes on mine and then jump to somebody else's.
We'll all put counter links in and keep bouncing around. When you get, hey, I've watched it enough on Jen's, go to somebody else's. Or wherever
Yeah.
You can divvy it up in 4 little quarter for all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you made it to the very end, let us know down in the comments.
That's right. Let us know in the comments, and if we missed the movie, if you agree, what are you looking for that you can't find? I would say I'd add too an addendum to my can't find it. Dr. No, we were just talking about this when we're looking for a copy of Dr. No with Sean Connery and Ursula Andress on the cover. That's pretty good.
And I'll send musical hate my way because feel free.
No hate.
So, because of that, do you also hate black exploitation films?
No.
Okay.
I'm okay with black exploitation films.
I was gonna say, I mean, now granted, Shaft wasn't busting around singing, but
No, it's sorry. I can't wrap my head around people singing and dancing and talking and doing all that.
I don't know. A lot of those are not good. Let's just say it. It's just a lot of them are not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many soundtracks that we could have brought up here, but we only had one choice per category. So
yes, yeah, I'm sure we missed something.
Join us on the next adventure.
Maybe we do a sequel to it and we keep the same prompts in a couple years and see how it changes.
Yeah,
I could have taken this a different way. Sure.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. They were hard. They're hard to pick. I mean, it's all very hard questions because again, there's so many favorites. And today I'm in the mood for,
Yeah. Well, it might be good to do a sequel to it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Or maybe we pick a genre. Let us know below if you're going to sit and watch a director's cut video by the Vinyl Bunch. Would you like a genre film? Would you like?
Yeah. Just please no musicals.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm out, guys. I'll just watch.
I feel the musical one's coming right now.
Yeah. Everybody's good. Although I would say Rocky Horror Picture Show is a must.
Yes.
All right, I'm making the exception for you, Tim. I'm avoiding Xanadu.
Yeah.
I think that's wise.
Maybe I can check it out, even though I haven't seen Grease.
Everybody, they should once, just once, and say it's so. They're so campy and so funny, and they're so Grease 1 especially. That is part of kind of like the culture. There's so many cultural references. And,
Well, I have CD comps of disco era stuff, and there's a CD comp that has a Grease mega mix, and so I get bits and pieces. Yeah.
I just
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Thank you, Eddie. Have a good one. Bye-bye. I had so much fun recording this episode of The Vinyl Bunch, just like I had with the first one. It's lovely people, and I love the questions that Paul made for us around these soundtracks. And I really hope that you enjoyed it as well. Thank you for sticking through to the end. And it's up to you now, guys. I want to hear from you. If you were asked these questions around soundtracks, what would you have answered on these ones? Please put it down in the comments. I want to see those lists, some reasoning behind the picks and all of that. And I would love to have that discussion going on in the comment section. Yeah, the Vinyl Bunch is going to be back in the very near future, but I won't reveal the topic for the next one. But I can promise you it won't be as lengthy as this one. So yeah, I'm going to be back on my own this coming Friday, where I'm going to kick off 2026 on my own with my brand new installment of Friday videos. And it's of course not just me, really. It's Danny as well from the Kids from Fame. He still tagging along and kicking us off every Friday. So look out for that one next Friday. I hope you will join me then. But all I have to say now is a big thank you once again for watching another video here on my YouTube channel. And please go and check out the other channels as well. We got Baraka P. Dub's channel linked down in the description. Jen's channel, Jen's Addiction, of course, is down there as well. And Tim's High Noons Vinyl channel is also linked down in the description. So please go and check those out. But until next time, you all take care of yourself, stay cool, keep playing that music, and I will round off things, as I usually do, with a very heartfelt Swedish adieu to you all.